Okay. You know what? Perfect time to start the stream. How'd I do, guys? Happy Sunday. Happy... Okay, hold on. I might have to sneeze. Let me mute myself real quick. I did actually sneeze. Okay, not a false alarm. What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. Happy... Actually, no holidays today, but it has been a hot minute since we last did a freaking tier list for this show, hasn't it, guys? Which is a little ironic for me to say, because this season has been wrapped up since, like, what? 4 months ago? 6 months ago? I don't know, have an exact timestamp, but point is, this was a little overdue, guys. That's all I can really say. And to be honest, part of me thinks that the reason I was so reluctant to do this is just because this just feels like a very mediocre season overall. It's not just me, right? I mean, what else is new? Modern Loud House and only... Let me put it this way, guys. Let me put it this way. There was like, what? 13-something episodes? 20-something episodes? Okay, you know what? I gotta actually reference... I have a reference right here. There was about... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... There is 25 individual episodes in total in this season, if you don't count the movie. Which I'm assuming is technically a Season 9 episode, kind of like how No Time to Spy was part of Season 7, but we're not rating that here because I haven't seen that movie yet, and... Nick, if you're there, Home Slice, the link expired, so I can't watch it anymore. I never really got the chance. But anyways, guys, I just realized you guys can't see the layout. Hold on, give me a moment. And I am just now realizing the music is a little too loud. There you go. Let me lower the music volume, and I think with that, we're good to go. Hello, Erica. Hello, Luna. Hello, Sora. Hello, Swamp. Okay, there's a... Holy crap, guys. There is 18 of you in this chat. Like, I'm used to maybe 5 up to maybe 10 if I'm being generous people in chat when I start the stream, but I guess people really just enjoy watching me rag on the show, or maybe sometimes praising it. I don't know, guys. But yeah, as far as TLH is concerned, I do have a couple things more. I do have a couple more things in store in terms of video content, or as far as video content is concerned, and this is just one of them. For those of you that have been paying attention for the past couple of streams, you probably already know exactly what I'm doing. And you know what? Let's keep it a surprise for those of you that don't. So, anyways, hello, Cool Coin. Hello. Okay, am I getting everyone? Hold on. Hello, Catholic Metalhead. Hello, Mr. Chloe. Hello, Cool Coin. Hello. I want to believe that's everybody who's actually talking in chat, but don't quote me on that. But alright, guys. Here we are. After... When was the last time I did a tier list, come to think of it? I think it was... Yeah, I actually can't remember, guys. You know what? I think I have the thumbnail. I think I have the VOD saved, so... You know what? I should be able to find it, because it is a relatively unique thumbnail. You know what? Just for reference, and out of curiosity. Where is it? Gosh, it's been a hot minute since I made a tier list. It's been so long, guys. Let's see... Yeah, 8 months ago, guys. This was okay, guys. This is my Halloween background. This is what? October 12th, 2015. It has been almost 9 months since I last made a tier list for the show. I could have had a baby in that time span. I don't know why that was my point of reference, but you know what? It's whenever I think 9 months, I just immediately think pregnancy. Is that so weird? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, guys, but here we are. So, all right. In terms of the tiers, though, guys. Like, there's really not that many episodes to where I feel like 5 tiers is just a little too generous, and honestly, S, A, B, C, D, it feels a little too basic for categorizing. Also, hello, Tails. Welcome to the stream. September, I was off. No, it was October, man. So, and honestly, guys, like I said, not to spoil too much, although if you've been paying attention to the streams, you probably know what episode I'm referring to. There is only... Tails, shut up. Don't even go there. Shut up. Stop. I swear to everything, Swamp, do not make fan art of that. Please don't. Ugh. Anyways, guys. Like I said, there is only one episode out of these 25 where I'm like, wow, this is actually really good. The rest of them, though, they either piss me off, they just go through the motions, or they're just that forgettable in general. Okay, maybe 2. Maybe 2, actually, now that I'm looking at it. But anyways, guys. As far as categories are concerned, though, y'all already know, I love... If you remember from back in the day, and by back in the day, I mean 8 months ago, I like giving the categories a bit of a unique name. But even then, it's a freaking Loud House. It's not that deep, bro. I don't need to take it that seriously. Here, we're just gonna call it... Nah, nice is too basic. You know what? Let's say above average. How about that? Above average. You know what? Let's say above average. Okay. Mid. Yikes. And burn it. Honestly, guys, I don't know. I feel like with Yikes, I feel like Yikes is accurate enough for the worst episodes on the season, but that's just me, though. Yeah, Tracy, only 25 episodes, which, yeah, I think I know how it goes with production. They basically split one season in two, so if we're running off the technicality, I should be ranking a lot of Season 10, especially because a lot of Season 10, a handful of Season 10 episodes are already publicly available, either through cable or whatever, at least from what I've seen. At somewhere in the world, they've been released. Is what I'm trying to say. Passable. You know what? Yeah. You know what? Considering like I said, there's only one episode that's gonna make this tier, guys. So I want to give it genuine compliments when it comes to the category, but I can't think of anything positive to say. Wouldn't be the first time I say that about the Loud House, the Loud House episode of all things, let alone this franchise. These tier names goes to show that doesn't work like how it did during seasons 1 through 4. It really doesn't. I mean, we more or less established that the last time I was doing these tier lists. I'm gonna miss the dog water tier. You know what? For old time's sake, yeah, I kind of want to go back to dog water. That's just me, though. I don't know, guys. It's been a hot minute. You guys probably remember these terms a lot more than I do, just because I've been so busy with work and whatnot. Just to scratch the surface. Guys, we're ranking episodes, not characters. So, but Sam has nothing to do with this, guys. Let it go. Let it go for a moment. If I can, you can too. Thanks, Icy. You shuffled inflation art into my head. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Slump. To be fair, I was trying to discourage it, but yeah, even then, I can't get it out of your head. Lowest is a Spanish curse word? Guys, you guys are throwing so many ideas in my head, and I don't know what to commit to, if I'm being honest. Like, I could just call it basura, but that would be too basic. You know, we'll stick with dog water for now. You know, nah, too corny. You know, I have an idea. If you know, you know. There's only 2 people in this chat who might know this, but you know what? Let's go with that. All right. Here we are. We got Naisu. We got okay. We got mid. We got yikes. And then we got the worst of the worst, dog water. Off the top of my head, I can only think of one episode that's actually going to make this category. But, you know what? I won't know for sure until I actually think about it. But all right, guys. Here we are. Let's get started, shall we? Oh my gosh, this ad just won't go away, will it? Even with the ad block on. Look how many ads I've blocked with that. Wait, can you guys even see it? No, the Mudkip is covering it. Adblock has blocked 293 ads in the past 10 minutes or so. Or actually, I had the tab open before I started stream. So who knows how many it's been blocking, but the point is, they're still here. So what are you doing, man? Anyways, guys. I'm glad that after I saw the worst of the TLH, I wasn't the only one thinking Sam was basic, superficial. Yeah, exactly, Catholic, but clearly a lot of the fandom is not ready for that conversation. Anyways. Although, like I've been teasing at, guys, at some point next year, I do want to remake the list just to take the 2 seasons that drop between now and then into account. And also because, yeah, I want to be a little more concise with my thoughts. Or at the very least, as I like to say, self-reflect, reevaluate, all that good stuff. Anyways. Tails, you got it. Alright. Crystal. Let's start with, okay, I'm pretty sure it's not in release order here, but I'm pretty sure Crystal Ballin is the first episode of this season, from what I remember. But alright, guys. So, you know what? Full disclosure, guys, if you have not seen the entirety of the season, then you're probably going to be really confused as to what the frick I'm talking about. So, just forewarning you, but even then, I appreciate the fact that there's 24 of you in this chat before I even started yapping. So thank you for that, by the way. Just saying. The best season 9 episode isn't even as good as the worst season 3 episode. Maybe. I'm kind of leaning toward it being better than the worst season 3 episode, because Eric, I'm gonna be honest, season 3, even though it has some of the best episodes, it does have a couple terrible ones. So, I gotta think about it. There's so much I gotta think about, guys. Is Amphibia still as good as you remember? As time went on, Coolcoin, second season is peak. Season 3, it definitely does have its shortcomings, but the ending was still really good, if nothing else. Like, I don't know, Amphibia was enjoyable, even if, as time went on, I definitely had more and more misgivings with it. But we'll save that talk for another time. But alright, Crystal Ballin'. So, apparently Lucy has a crystal ball that can see the future. Lynn looks into it, and then she keeps seeing all these alternate futures that she goes completely paranoid about. In one, she's an athlete star, but she completely disregards her family. She doesn't want that. In another, it's the other extreme. In another timeline, she ends up getting married with Rusty for some reason, and obviously she hates it. But then again, what's there to dislike about Rusty? Okay, a lot of things, but I feel like the episode just takes it too comedically for it to be compelling. It could have been any of Lincoln's friends, and she would have been just as paranoid, I guess. I don't know, man. It's okay. Lynn locks herself in her room. She starts taking all these drastic measures and she keeps peeking at the crystal ball to make sure she's on the right track for the future she wants. And it kind of goes through the motions, but at the same time, the messaging is good. Everyone's in character, relatively speaking, even if it did get a little frustrating at first. But then again, it's Lynn. What else is new? Like, yeah, it was annoying, but at the same time, it was realistic and believable, if that makes any sense. And also, Erica, you know what? I will dock a few points because this episode features the only instance where we will see any of the Lau family members grown up. And I'm gonna be honest, the designs were awful. Most of the designs were awful. You know what? Let me see if I can find the shot. Actually, let me see if Google actually pulls through with the shot. Yep, here it is. In one of those hypothetical futures, guys, this is the canon designs for all of the Loud siblings and also the parents. Lori, you look fine. Luna. Okay, guys. Okay, it might just be me judging from the shape of these heads, but you can just tell they were not even trying. Because look at Luna. Literally wearing the exact same outfit from when she was 15, even though she's supposed to be like, what, 30? In her late 20s here? Like, what am I looking at here? Also, Lily, I still hate the fact that they went with that mohawk half shave. I don't know what you call it, but I hate that hairstyle. I really do. It was from a complete nightmare scenario from like a couple seasons ago, and they still went with it for some reason. In an actual canonical future, if you can even call it that. Why does Lincoln's head look like a football? Yo, dead ass? Why does it look like Arnold's head except tilted sideways? Like, I hate it. No. Lenny pretty much looks the same except with lipstick. Lucy, same problem as Lincoln. Lola and Lana, though, surprisingly, they look really cute. They look really cute. Not bad. Like, okay, Lana ditched the overall. She's wearing a button shirt. Lola, as fashionable as ever. And I'm guessing that's Luann in the background. Like, I don't know what to make of this, guys. It's too clunky, but even then, you know what? It's a very minor point in the episode. But overall, the messaging was good. The character progression was decent. But at the same time, I do have a couple misgivings with it, but not to where I consider it mediocre or forgettable, so I'm gonna place it in a low okay. I don't know, what do you guys think? It's what I'm leaning towards, but I want to hear the audience's input, if that makes any sense. I refuse to believe she'd take the Skrillex haircut. Exactly, Sora, especially because they're more or less trying to build her up to be basically the artist of the family, you know, with the finger paintings and whatnot. But I don't know. Yeah, Tracy, that was somewhere in, I want to say season 7, season 6. It's the episode where she was all cranky because she was eating all this Parmesan and whatnot, and it's a long story. Ballin sounds pretty dumb to have in your title. It kind of is, but just the title alone is not enough for me to just take it to dog water tier or anything like that. From what I'm hearing, it's mid. Yeah, a low okay or a high mid, if you ask me. That's what I'm leaning towards. They're mostly boring designs, yep. Granted, Appetite for Destruction got Lily right. What, in terms of design or the character, Sora? Okay. I think... I don't know, guys. As I see more and more of chat, I'm leaning more towards a high mid rather than a low okay. So yeah, we'll leave it at that for now. But alright. You know what? Yeah, let's just go from bottom to top, because just to save on overthinking it. Anyways. Oh, season 5. Okay, I was way off. Kangaroos. Long story short, for some reason, y'all remember that kangaroo mascot that they had at Royal Woods Middle? Yeah, me neither, but he's got a whole episode now. He gets framed for a bunch of vandalism, and suddenly the Action News team, the Dog Squad, whatever you want to call Lincoln and his friends, they want to go out of it. Basically, it's a really simple Scooby-Doo homage. But then again, it was 2025, and Scooby-Doo homages are, dare I say it, an overbearing cliche. So you're already losing points with your premise, man. That's all I can tell you. But to be honest, I don't remember a lot about the episode anyways, just that the plot twist is that it was the choir teacher trying to frame him for some reason. Like, I don't know, guys. It's been a hot minute since I watched this episode. But even then, if this is how little of it I remember after all this time, what does that say about the episode's quality in general, let alone its entertainment value? Also, another glaring question. Where the heck is Kara throughout this whole episode? Yeah, she's not part of the Action News team, but she's officially part of the Dog Squad or whatever, so... But she's completely absent for the whole episode, guys, so... minus points for character negligence? I don't know, that seems like such a silly term, but you know what? It's accurate. But yeah, it's unoriginal, it really holds no entertainment value, and also... Guys, I think from what I picked up on from the older episodes, Crikey's kind of a jerk. The kangaroo and whatnot, like, I don't know, suddenly everyone actually cares about him? Like, I don't know, he was just the butt of a couple unfunny jokes back in the day, and suddenly, oh, he's the focus of this episode. Like, a lot of the priorities and choices here, they're a little bothersome, but at the same time, even when I try to humor it, it still came off as really boring if you ask me, so... I'm gonna place this at a low mid, but what do you guys think? Give Kara her screen time, put it in mid? Alright, Metalhead, bro, I mean, read the title, man. If I'm ranking a season you have little to no involvement with, the fact that you're bragging about it just tells me you're looking for attention. Give it a rest, man. Give it an episode of 75 out of 100? You know what, Arian? Nah, I thought of, nah, yeah, I'll just keep it in mid. How about that? Hi, yikes. Expected a Lin cameo in Kangaroos, given Crikey. Yeah, like, I don't know. On one hand, it's wasted potential. On the other, it's just, eh. And you know what? Like I said, that goes for a lot of the season, guys. There's either episodes that just go through the motions, one that really stands out above the rest just because it's actually that good, or above average, like I said earlier. And the rest, what are we doing, man? Anyways. Who the heck is Kara? Exactly, Coolcoin. This doesn't help. This does not help her obscurity whatsoever, guys, because Kara... I already had my misgivings with her inclusion in the first place, especially because she's just a rehash of Ronnie Ann. Ronnie Ann minus the character development. How about that? But anyways, here we are. Back to it. We're just going to keep it at mid. And you know what, guys? If y'all see this category getting a little oversaturated, don't act surprised. It's all I can tell you. Yeah. But alright. Meet the Purr-ents. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I kind of have a bit of a soft spot for this episode. Long story short, Lori and Bobby are on a date. They come across a cute stray cat, so they take him in. And they start taking shifts looking after him at their own places. And keep in mind, long-distance relationship, so it's a 3-hour drive. I think after every week, Lori takes care of him, and then after the other it's Bobby's turn. Lori's a little too nurturing. She tries buying all these healthy foods. The cat doesn't like him. Then Lori starts spying on Bobby. Turned out he's a little more negligent or flexible, if I'm putting it nicely. They start going at odds with each other. Like, the premise is a little basic, but at the same time, it feels like everyone's in character. The cat is really cute. You know what? Let me put it this way. It actually kept me paying attention to details and whatnot. If there's one thing I didn't like, though, is the fact that Lori and Bobby, like, they've been dating how long? 2 years now? 1 year now? The fact that they're so distrusting of each other that they feel the need to spy on each other to see what they're doing with the cat. Like, I don't know. That just doesn't sit right with me, if you ask me. Never feed vegetables to a cat. Exactly, Karate Kid. That's part of the problem. Like, Lori's behavior, it's not the worst it's been, but I definitely have my issues with it. So, I don't know. The conflict, I do have a couple misgivings with it, but overall, it doesn't undermine the quality too much. And also, I just love the name that they give the cat. Frickin' Pepperoni. Pepurroni. I thought it was adorable. I'm sorry. I just love it when a pet name is just a really cute pun. And also, I know the Loud family loves pizza, so you know what? It fits. Overall, a couple misgivings with it, but at the same time, it's not bad. I'm leaning towards a low okay, but what do you guys think? That's just me. Honestly, this episode is accurate to the show. To show it's not easy to raise a pet without each viewer handling a cat. Yeah, it's realistic in the right ways. Don't feed cats milk either. Yeah, a lot of cartoons and really TV in general, they provoke so many misconceptions about raising a cat. Oh, they don't like cat food. Oh, they drink milk or something like that. Ironically, one of the worst films I know, the freaking the Cat in that 2004 is The Cat in the Hat, the live action one. It actually made a very emphatic point of the fact that cats don't like milk. Which I appreciate, but you know what? I digress. I don't want to... That's mostly neither here nor there. So yeah, I'm leaning towards a low okay, but to be fair, is anything else going to make the okay tier? So I guess for now, it'll stay in the middle in this purgatory of okayness. But alright, guys. How would you be able to spy on them? You live 3 hours away from each other? Okay, from what I remember, Lori basically paid Carl and Bobby basically paid Lola to spy on Lori's apartment, you know, because she lives right next door to the Loud House. But even then, it works out well enough, but I do have my misgivings with it. But the episode ends with basically them discovering that the cat, oh, he actually has a family on the street, so they let him go. I don't know, guys. It's been a hot minute since I watched this episode. I think it was August of last year that it aired in Mexico. Actually, I can know for sure. Let me look into it. Like, I don't know, guys. It's been a hot minute since I watched a lot of these episodes, but that's just me. Just me and not living in the United States of all places, even though 90% of the time I speak English. What the? Fine. Fine, I'll disable the ads. Give me a moment. Look, I'm blocking them, but they're still popping up anyways? Oh my gosh, this is why. Look, I get it. You gotta pay bills for developing the wiki, but come on, man. Give me a break. Ugh, gosh. Sheesh. I was just looking a freaking date. Is that so much to ask? All right, where's the Mexican flag? There you go. Oh, wow, that was in June? Really? Wow. It's been even longer than that, guys. So yeah, give me a break. All right, let's turn this back on and back to it. All right, guys. That future Lynn design is terrible. Gonna rip it. Yeah. I think Karate Kid, I'm gonna be honest, like 80% of those designs were terrible. 8 out of 10 of those designs were terrible, if you ask me. Rhythm Heaven game? Luna, I know little to nothing about Rhythm Heaven. So you're asking the wrong person. I'll tell you that much. All right. Shipwreckers. Do I ever remember this one, to be honest? Okay. Wasn't it like season finale of the Dreamboat? For some reason, Luna and Lenny want to have a watch party, watch it on an actual boat for whatever reason. That's kind of stupid. That would be like me wanting to watch MasterChef in an actual kitchen. Like, really? This is what we're going with? I don't know. The premise alone was already kind of dumb. But anyways, they invite Gavin and Sam for a double date of some kind? But one, you lose points for including Sam. Two, you lose even more points because Gavin, yeah, I know they had every intention to discard him eventually, which they do, and that's its own issue. But Gavin doesn't really do much in this episode other than just be stupid for the sake of having someone stupid. And which is really saying something because we already have a character that's known for being stupid in the form of Lenny. So what are we doing here? Anyways. Gavin and Sam screw around. I think the premise was that they borrowed their grandpa's boat. The grandpa says, "Hey, don't let anyone else other than on the boat other than your partners." But then they end up inviting the pizza guy. They end up inviting a bunch of other people unintentionally, even though, yeah, realistically, Luna and even Lenny would be smart enough to not break that one rule so easily, especially so early in the episode. Like the pizza guy shows up and he's like, "Oh, you're watching the Dreamboat? Can I watch too?" And they basically immediately say, "Sure, go ahead." And then hijinks ensue. Typical through the motion, the boat gets damaged, they try to cover it up, they fail, they fess up to Grandpa. It's a really basic episode if you ask me, and the premise is fundamentally flawed, so I'm leaning towards yikes, guys, but what do you think? Nice dynamic for Luann and Lenny, but even then, it's not that, I don't know. It's nice to see dynamics between the siblings, but even then, it's not exactly, I guess it's entertaining in some ways when it's just Luna and Lenny, but other than that, everything else with the episode has its issues, so yeah, I'm gonna place it in the high yikes, guys, but what do you guys think? I guess Sam is stupid as the idea of her being with Luna is stupid. The show conserves her entire existence, it's stupid. Also, Scoot slams a hole in the boat. Exactly, Karate Kid. Why is Scoots even here? How did she get here? Why do these writers insist that she's funny in any way when she I don't think I remember a single instance where this character made me laugh once. Which is really saying something, because she's not my least favorite character in the show. But anyways, she's up there, but she's not my least. So yeah, I'm gonna place it in high yikes, but what do you guys think? Low-key yikes or dog water? I would put it, okay, Arian, you are being way too generous with these rankings, man. It wouldn't hurt you to be a little meaner, my guy. That's all I can tell you. I would have expected that behavior from Lenny, but Luna from neither of them. Well, not neither of them. Maybe Lenny? I don't know, man. It's complicated. But we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. No, I'm kidding. Scene frickin' Stealer. You know what? I'm just gonna place this in dog water, and then we'll talk about it. That's how confident I am in my position with this episode. Okay. Premise. Lincoln and Clyde want to do another David Steele movie where the villain has some sort of B theme for some reason. One, I thought Lincoln already moved on from this crap, you know, he sold his collectible watch and everything. Two, they want to cast Luann to play the villain. She starts being a little too much of a method actor, or really just a jerk throughout the whole production. Lincoln and Clyde get fed up, they end up firing her. They realize, oh wow, no one could do it like Luann. We need her back. They have to beg for her to come back. I'm not exactly sure where this cliche is from, but it's definitely something I've seen before. Like, Luann behaves completely dislikably throughout the episode. Lincoln and Clyde are just, I'm telling you, man, every time they're involved with freaking David Steele, the episode is just bland as balls, or it's just really boring altogether. But you know what? This goes a little further than that. It's not just boring, it's also kind of infuriating. So yeah, goes through the motions, doesn't add anything interesting, and when it does, it's not good. It's really not that good if you ask me. David Steele, it's all I needed to hear. Exactly, Erica. Yeah, I think I could confidently place this in dog water, but what do you guys think? She's become Jared Leto. Exactly. Oh my gosh, Sora, I can't believe, you know, that's actually very accurate. You know, yeah, she's basically Jared Leto's Joker. How about that? The performance really isn't anything special to compensate for the actor's dickishness. I'm gonna mention it during the retrospective, but why did they go from super high-tech production to crappy cardboard? Honestly, Karate Kid, I was so fixated on the dynamics between the characters that I didn't even pay attention to those kinds of details. Either way, the episode still falters, so we're gonna leave it at that. I mean, I guess Lumpe, but isn't the whole point of Luann is that she's shown to be at odds or have some conflicting methods come in contrast to Miss Bernardo. Like, okay, guys, I'm gonna be honest, Miss Bernardo, she can be a fun character, but most of the time she can be a little annoying to where I don't want Luann replicating that behavior, even if she is learning from her, relatively speaking. But even then, it doesn't make her likable or even entertaining for that matter. It just made her seem like a jerk in contrast to Mrs. Bernardo. So yeah, I think I'm keeping it in dog water. The subreddit hates Lincoln so much that they actually defend this episode? Really? You know, guys, it's been a hot minute since we've been in the subreddit, now that I think about it. Like, I don't know, guys. Every now and again, I have this tendency on stream to just scroll through the TLH subreddit and see what they're up to. Usually it's nothing good. Usually it's nothing really good, but out of intellectual curiosity, it's what I do. Scoots was a jackass and it was funny because it's in character. That's the thing, Teutonic. The character still sucks. Just because it's in character, it doesn't mean it's actually likable or interesting or complex. No, she's just a jerk for the sake of having a jerk. In a show where we already have like 5 of them. Chandler, Flip. I guess you could argue in some instances Lola. Nah, that would be pushing it. But you know what I mean. Yeah, exactly, Enigma. And even then, it's completely rewarded by the end of the episode. Luann, please come back. It's how you can boil the last 2 minutes and whatnot. This kind of toxic method acting happens in real life too. Well, that's the thing, Karate Kid. If the narrative condoned Luann's behavior in any way by the end, I could respect that, but the fact of the matter is they don't. So this is where we are. All right. Gags to riches. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I completely forgot this episode existed until now. Wasn't it the one where Mr. Grouse won a lottery ticket or something? And then it ends up being fake? It's a really common story trope. Hey, winning a lottery ticket, spending all this money, then it turns out the money is fake and you have no means to pay it back. But let me see. Do I have to turn off my ad block or no? Okay, completely forgot about it. The ads on the other hand, it's still there. Prank Emporium, blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, okay, I remember now. Okay, yeah, the ticket is fake, but then it turns out Grouse set up Luann, which is not a bad twist, honestly, but it feels a little implausible. A second-rate Tinkerbell? Wait, why would you compare her to Tinkerbell? Savvy died after okay, Arian, you wouldn't be the first person to say that, my guy. Anyways. Yeah, Luann gets a fake lottery ticket for Mr. Grouse, he takes the bait, starts spending all this money. Luann starts getting nervous, so she finds a mean to fess up, and then it turns out Mr. Grouse basically counter-pranked her, which I don't mind. Not the worst episode. Heck, not even, but the fact of the matter is, I really don't remember any of it until now, but you know what? People are giving me compliments in chat. I can't think of any problems with it off the top of my head, other than maybe forgettability, but that's, in this particular context, that's more of a me issue, if you ask me. So, yeah, I think I'll place it either in high okay, or just okay in general. I mean, there's only 2 episodes. It's either high or low. There's no in between, if I'm being honest. This episode at least showed what the Prank Emporium looked like, and who arms Luann with our pranks, I guess? Okay. A little bit of world. Guys, I'm gonna be honest, I remember little to nothing about this episode. So I'm really just running on what chat has to say. Luckily, there's a lot of you in this chat. Oh my gosh, there's 30 of you in this chat. Holy crap. Thank you, guys. Anyways, yeah. Any objections? Eric, for like the 5th time? No, I have not seen Dragon Strikers, man. Alright. The Gloat. Guys, I rewatched this episode yesterday for the sake of this tier list, and I definitely had my misgivings with it. So, literally the first scene in the moment, guys. Just the loud kids just playing a board game outside, and suddenly Lincoln out of nowhere says, "I'm so glad Shiloh is spending the day with us." Yeah, really smooth with the exposition there, man. That's all I can tell you. Shiloh comes to town. He starts outperforming Lin in a bunch of all of these random tasks. He ends up taking Lin's self-imposed title of the Gloat, the greatest loud of all time. Ends up outperforming her. So Lin organizes a set of challenges to where she will outperform him easily. He gets to, like, I don't know, man. Okay. How well can I summarize everything else? Because I feel like I'm losing my train of thought, guys, with how cluttered this episode is. So, alright. Lin sets up these challenges. She completely outperforms Shiloh. She keeps her title, but then Shiloh gets all depressed. Lin notices. She stages Lily getting stuck on a tree so that Shiloh can outclass her in some way and cheer him up. It's basically it's a run-of-the-mill plot where, oh hey, this new kid is better than me. I'm not taking it well. I'm jealous. I sabotage him. Like, it could have been a little more problematic because, keep in mind, guys, the Casagrandes did a similar thing with freaking Carl and Adelaide. Y'all remember that whole karate episode? Of course you don't. Nobody remembers the Casagrandes. But you know what? Let's see. At this point, the only reason Lin Jr. is likable is because Jessica DeSico? Kinda. I mean, she is still my least favorite Loud sister, so you're not wrong, Eric, if you ask me. Forgot the cousins even existed? Delete the cousins? Oh my gosh. Boring. Do not get the writer's infatuation with the cousins. Okay, to be fair, Shiloh is really cute, but... yeah, sometimes their appearances, they just feel way too gratuitous, especially when it comes to Shelby or Uncle Lance. And we'll get to Shelby in a little bit, because there is an episode about her, by the way. Actually, it's about Uncle Sam too, so... I'm gonna say either a high yikes or a low mid, but what do you guys think? Okay, Teutonic, that was like season 2, my guy. I'm having a really hard time remembering it, although to be fair, Pulp Friction is a pretty fun episode, so... But then again, I don't know, guys. It has been a hot minute since I last watched a TLH episode outside of for the sake of a review and whatnot, or this tier list for that matter. I don't think I've seen a single Casagrandes episode, even though I watched most of LH. Not like I'm invested or anything, but it had a lot of potential. Yeah, guys. Okay. Show of hands. How many of you have actually at least watched 5 or more episodes of the Casagrandes? And I wouldn't blame you because the show got canceled, and I don't know if Nick has ever bothered doing reruns of it, even here in Mexico. But alright. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it in yikes. Alright. Okay, guys. Remember how I said there was one episode that stood out above the rest? This is it. This is it. This is the only episode that's gonna reach Nice tier, definitively. Like, people have said it before, and even though it's a bit of a stretch, I can kind of agree with what they're thinking. It definitely feels like a classic season 1 episode. Long story short, since Lori's moving out, who gets her old mattress? And apparently there's a whole hierarchy, there's a whole book that was presumably written by Lin and Rita about how hand-me-downs and the basic rules of the technicalities within the Loud House and the siblings. And you know what? It's believable. The premise is believable. So, and Lincoln wants the mattress because apparently for some reason his is already really damaged and slimy for some reason, even though that never happened before. I would have appreciated a little more continuity, but you know what? I can humor it for a little bit. If you watch season 6, wait, are you talking to me, Karate Kid, or... Oh, you're talking about... Oh, wait, I see what you did there, Karate Kid. Yeah, I don't know what the infatuation with the Casagrandes was. To where season 6 had like, what, 3 episodes featuring just... I'm not even kidding, guys. A whole episode just about Carlota and a whole episode about Sergio in season 6. Or was it season 7? Don't quote me on that. Point is, plenty of episodes throughout season 6 that you could easily pass off as Casagrandes episodes for some reason. But alright. So, the rule is, since Lenny's the second oldest, the mattress is going to go to her. So, Lincoln convinces her to pass it down to forfeit her right to the mattress. Does the same to Luna, does the same to Luann, just by basically doing favors for them. Especially because they're already cool with their mattresses. And Lynn apparently doesn't want to cave to forfeiting her right to the mattress, since she's next in line. So, Lincoln tricks her into doing it, because if she doesn't claim the mattress within 24 hours, then it goes to the next sibling, which would be Lincoln. He succeeds, Lin ends up hating him, but then the Loud family discovers the Book of Loud and all of the amendments that were added into it as time went on. So Lucy takes Lincoln's lamp, Lona takes Lana's bathrobe or something, and then it basically goes to complete chaos and normally that would piss me off, but at the very least, one, it doesn't last very long, and two, Lincoln eventually goes like, okay, if this is how it's gotta be, then I'll give the mattress to Lin. And then they establish a new amendment in the book together. I forgot what it said actually though, but the point of it was order before all else in the Loud House, something like that. But even then, the resolution was nice, the premise was believable, nobody behaved uncomfortably in character, nobody was being a jerk for the sake of having an antagonist or a jerk. Like, the comedy was fine. Like, I don't know. I thought it was really heartfelt, if nothing else. But alright. Great Beaner Freakout, which also... Oh my... Okay, karate... Wait, okay. I'm Mexican. I'm allowed to say Beaner unironically, but... Karate Kid, my guy. Okay, like I said, guys, I don't have a problem with the term Beaner because... Honestly, I've never heard anyone use it use it derogatorily, because it's that irrelevant as a slur, if you can even call it that. But yeah, Great Lakes Freakout, yikes. It's not the season we're focusing on, but anyways. Walking Dead, yeah, best episode of the season, maybe by default, but even then, you could feel there was, and not to sound too corny, you could feel there was love put into this episode. But alright, that's just me though. Alright. As I said earlier, Shelly and Uncle Lance, the Loud cousins, the Loud uncle, whatever you want to call them, they get their own episode. Lance feels like he's not bonding enough with his daughter. They go to a LARPing, some sort of live-action roleplay with Lincoln and Lynn Sr. about... I've completely forgot the premise. Something pig, something medieval. I don't know. It was really dumb and really forgettable if you ask me. So... On one hand, I want to put it in dog water for how little I remember about it, but on the other, that would be a little unfair. So, I think I could just place it in yikes and leave it at that. Huh. But I don't know. Anyone got it? Anyone want to input on freaking Ham-A-Lot? Why is the music so quiet? Yes, I'm still watching. Shelby is an industry plant. Oh my god. I mean, you're not wrong, man, but yeah. Who uses that term seriously? Nobody. That's the point, Metalhead. The Walking Dead feel like it could be from earlier seasons? Exactly, Casper. Yeah. With that being said, though, yeah, nobody's... Okay, so far, nobody has any input on Ham-A-Lot, so honestly, I don't mind placing it in yikes, guys. It was a good LARP episode and Flip wasn't completely terrible. Okay, Enigma, is the bar really that low for Flip? I don't know. You know what? I do vividly remember seeing the episode the day it aired in Mexico, but you know what? I gotta read a summary just for the sake of refreshing my memory. You know what? I'm gonna try to give a quick rating of the summary on the wiki. You know, as soon as these ads get out of my way. Thank you. Camping, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if I'm being honest, I think the one thing that bothers me about this episode is the fact that this many people care about this freaking pig LARPing game or whatever you want to call it. Ugh. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, guys. It's about what I expected. The typical, oh, father wants to reconnect with his daughter. Oh, father sabotages the game. Oh, daughter gets upset. Oh, they reconcile with the circumstances. Again, I hate to keep repeating this term so much, but it kind of just goes through the motions. But even then, I don't have too much to hold against it, so I think yikes might be a little too harsh, if nothing else. So I'm gonna place it in mid. That's just me, though. Alright. Next episode, the most dangerous gamer. Pandering says what? And guys, I'm gonna be honest, even though, no, I can't think of anything. Okay, here's how the plot went. Lincoln, Clyde, and Kara of all characters are playing an online game. They perform so well that they agree to take some sort of streamers challenge. They end up winning. I'm a lie guy. I'm not gonna lie guys. My memory is really foggy with the season. I probably should have rewatched this episode yesterday, like I did with the other ones that I missed. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, Kara just comes off as a complete wannabe girl boss in this episode, and you know what? We have enough of those in this show, and in most of entertainment in general. Like I said earlier, she's basically just Ronnie Ann minus the development, if that makes any sense. Oh, I'm a lone wolf. Oh, I don't need no man to survive, or stuff like that, about what you would expect. So, okay, here's how it went down from what I remember. They take a challenge for a streamer, the streamer gets apparently the streamer is developing like a new game or something. The game gets stolen, they go out of the way to take it back, but then it turns out it was the streamer's ploy to test the new game in question. So, I guess it is a fun twist, but at the same time, the character progression, it just feels ultimately pointless. I guess the idea of teamwork, the messaging, the idea of teamwork behind the messaging is nice, but one, Lincoln and Clyde hardly needed it, and two, Kara just comes off as too pretentious for it to come off as compelling. Like, it was fine, but it's nothing insultingly bad, but also nothing too good either, so yeah, I'm gonna place it in mid, but what do you guys think? Again, who the heck is Kara? Good question, Cool Coin. Good question. I'm not gonna answer it, but that's a very good question. You know, for a show that has a bunch of game references, the show doesn't have an actual game. I mean, it did have Lincoln and Nick All-Star Brawl and Lucy, but other than that, not much. Kind of ironic, but hey, what are you gonna do? All right. Okay. I know a couple of people who have a relatively positive opinion about this episode, but I'm gonna be honest, guys. This episode low-key pisses me off. Even without my biases, this episode pisses me off a little. And it's kind of owed to Lynn's typical behavior. Long story short, y'all remember... Okay, I almost forgot his name already. Y'all remember her European crush, Henrik? Who she was hanging out with when they were in the Swiss Alps in the European road trip? He comes to town for conveniently some completely unrelated reason. What are the odds, right? What are the odds, am I right? He wants to hang out with Lynn. Of course, Lynn is happy to hang out with him too. And then, out of nowhere, she's completely horrified by the fact that people might think she's her boyfriend. What else would he be, you idiot? I mean, yeah, you're clearly into him. You've been blushing. It was love at first sight, apparently, which was already questionable as is, especially for a character like her. And then she starts developing this irrational paranoia, and irrational in a way that's completely out of character, mind you, to where she thinks he's gonna propose to her even though they're 13 years old. So she starts pushing him away, not physically, but more so emotionally, to where he feels disheartened, he's about to leave, but then she realizes, oh gosh, no, wait, no, Henrik, I did not mean it that way. Then what way did you mean it then? Apparently the idea is that she wanted to get to know him first, but is that not what you're doing here? Even with all the teasing of, oh, he's your boyfriend, when's the wedding? Is that not the idea here? That's what he was going for in the beginning. Like, Lynn's character, okay, let me put it this way. Lynn's character arc, it just makes zero sense from start to finish as far as this episode is concerned. Henrik is serviceable as a character, but even then, I'm gonna be honest, this romance was fundamentally flawed. Even if Henrik does come off as likable. Although, to be fair, you know what? Dare I say it, Henrik's jokes are really not that funny. Henrik as a character is really not that entertaining. Even with the accent, even with a couple running gags. He's fine, but he's nothing amazing, so I'm gonna place it in low mid, if you ask me. But I don't know, what do you guys think? I would put in high yikes, typical episode revolving around crushes and marriage teasing. Kind of, Arian. It's like the show wants Lynn to have a relationship, but also not fully committed. Yeah, guys, be real. Are we ever gonna see Henrik again after this episode? Cause never mind the whole long distance stick, which they're already repeating with Lori and Bobby. There's also the fact that, I don't know. Y'all remember that one episode from season 4 where Lynn thinks to herself, you know what? Maybe I'm too caught up with my sports career to have an actual boyfriend. Was this really the next logical step? Just cram romance in her face and it by extension the audience's faces? Because honestly, her feelings for Henrik, they just felt really forced from start to finish. But that's more so an issue with season 8 rather than this individual episode. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards a low mid, but people are saying a high yikes. One or the other. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Mid is getting a little too cluttered, so I'm gonna place it in yikes. Also because Lin X Liam is better. Just saying. They did it better, and there was no romantic implications there. Just saying. Alright. Do you think they'd have an episode where Liam confesses that he has developed a crush on Lin? Honestly, it would be perfectly in character, Lumpe. That's all I'm saying. Never mind the fact that Liam was actually in this episode, and he was completely nonchalant about the fact that Henrik was hanging out with her. Obviously, in a very obvious romantic context, as much as Lin doesn't want to admit it. So yeah, you know what, Arian? You're right. I'm placing it in yikes. Was it Arian that said that? Another character never to be seen again. I love bad writing. Yeah, it's the first. Wouldn't be the first metalhead. It really wouldn't be the first, unfortunately. I would give an episode a solid 8 out of 10. First time in a while we get to see Mr. Grouse in a... Wait, are you talking about... Wait, what episode are you talking about, Arian? Guys, can we please not talk about episodes we haven't gotten to yet? Or maybe the stream is just that... Maybe the stream is just lagging behind that much. I don't know. One or the other. If I were Liam, the episode would be okay tier. If I were Liam, I would put this in dog water. Just saying, Erica. Lin, the best loud sibling? Bro, that's cap. You are capping. Anyways, guys. Next episode. Soul Searching. That is an oddly pretentious title for such a simple episode. I think, okay, I don't remember exactly who it went, but apparently Lin... Okay, we've been getting a lot of Lin episodes, haven't we? For some reason. Lin just wants these really fancy basketball shoes, I think it was. Honestly, guys, this is a very forgettable episode. It's the typical slapstick of, oh, hey, they end up in this car. It gets pushed. Like, I don't know, man. It's a by the numbers episode to where, I know I've said this like 2 or 3 times already this stream, but it just goes through the motions to where I don't remember anything about it. Anyways, so yeah. Just from forgettability alone and the fact that I don't remember anything about it, even though it's been a while, guys, you would think there'd be at least 1 or 2 jokes or moments that would actually make me go like, that was funny, or hey, that was very entertaining or memorable, but no. Nothing comes to mind, just because, well, guys, most of this season is very mediocre, if you ask me. Because Lenny's basketball shot at the end? Alright, Arian, calm down, man. It's not that serious. It's not that... It's gonna take a lot more than that, homie. But to be honest, you know what? Let me see if the wiki entry refreshes my memory. Commercial shoes, blah, blah, blah. Lin wants the shoes for her tournament. Lenny thinks the shoes are cute. Oh, right. Lenny helps her out just because, hey, she's a fashionista. She thinks the shoes look good. You don't really need much when it comes to Lenny, mostly because she's that airheaded, and I mean that in the best of ways. They try another store, they try to fight, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I completely forgot about the messaging in this episode. Which I guess isn't bad, but honestly, I would need to rewatch the episode at some point for me to actually give a fair critique, so maybe I should leave it out for now? I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. I really gotta think this through, because honestly, guys, I remember little to nothing about this episode. Anyways, you know what? We'll get to the next one for now. Alright, Prom-Com. This episode I do remember enough about. Apparently, Lenny's in her senior year of college, even though it was established beforehand that she basically has the IQ of a preschooler, so she stays at the preschool with Lily. Like, there's just no consistency when it comes to the world building, especially when it comes to even the character of Lenny. Case in point, where's Gavin in this episode? Like, maybe, I'm guessing you're not allowed to take non-students to your prom, to your school prom, but at the same time, where the heck is Gavin throughout the whole episode? Who knows? Who freaking knows? sports for most of her episodes, basically Enigma. Which, yeah, 9 seasons in, it has definitely run its course. You know what? Just from that knowledge alone, Enigma, when you put it that way, I kind of want to place it in Yikes. You know, like, you know what? Is there a single Lit episode that didn't get to Yikes? Okay, there is one. Although that's not really saying much. But alright. Lenny's in charge of the prom. Everyone keeps putting all this pressure on her, including Lori, who just casually mentions the fact, oh yeah, prom is the most important day of any high school girl's life. She gets all nervous. The prom is a disaster. Apparently there's an homage to Carrie for whatever reason. Like, I don't know. The messaging was nice, but a lot of plot points just had a little bit of inconsistency. Because like I said, where the heck is Gavin? Are they already broken up? Because they don't break up until season 10, apparently. Or at least that's when it's mentioned. And apparently they're broken up off screen. Like, maybe Gavin could have been some emotional support in this process instead of her friends who I frankly don't even remember their names. Like, I just remember them as this stereotypical high school girls. So, I don't know. I think I'm going to place it in mid, but what do you guys think? I'm going to place it in the mid. The middiest of mids. The mediocre of mediocres, just because I guess it's a little less boring than Hamilot, but that's just me. Gavin probably went to Starbucks. What makes you say that, Coalcoin? Probably being held hostage by the writing team. Well, Luna, we already know unfortunately, we already know he got executed at some point. Nice episode of Lenny being the main focus. I guess. Like, that's the thing with Lenny, especially as the seasons go on. Half the time, she's kind of dim-witted and too obsessed with fashion. On the other, they try to pass her off as this perfect party planner who can do no wrong. Even though you would think that her typical airheadedness would actually screw with that in some ways, but it doesn't, miraculously. She lets everyone expectations and they're prawn over that. Yeah, basically, Enigma. Honestly, the more I think about it, it's not as bad as it sounds, but at the same time, I do have my misgivings with it, so I'm gonna place it in maybe a high mid. That's just me, though. Alright, guys, since we are about... Yeah, we're about halfway through the list, so I'm gonna take a bit of a break. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, get some water, and stretch a little. And I suggest you guys do the same, so I'll be right back. Guys, do me a favor. Don't start yapping about the episode before I get to it, please. Okay, I think we're good now. Give me a moment, guys. Oh, hello, Cop Brown. Welcome to the stream. I might have to walk my dog. I might have to do that watching your tier list. Do what you gotta do, Teutonic. I mean, you really don't have to tell me about it. But alright. Here we are. Rough patch. I did rewatch this episode yesterday, guys, for the sake of the tier list, and... for like the fourth, maybe the third freaking time, it's just your run-of-the-mill, oh, Lola doesn't appreciate the people she has to look out for the sake of her achievements. Like, for some reason, apparently Lola's a completely different kind of Girl Scout now. So is Lana. Excuse me for that. They're tasked with looking out for a senior. Lola gets too frustrated with the one she gets assigned. She ditches him, completely neglects him. But then she realizes she was wrong after some casual exposition from him. I think his name was Bernie. Then she voluntarily spends a day with him even when she doesn't have to. I guess it is trying to be wholesome in a different way, but it's basically the same problem. It's basically it's basically the same plot as that she had with Melly. Like, she was spending time with her just for the sake of qualifying for a pageant. She ends up abandoning her. She realizes how wrong she was. It's just a retread of freaking Community to Service, which, yeah, minus a few points for redundancy. Really not that entertaining to compensate or funny. Like, Lola has this whole gag with, you know, the whole angel and devil gag, but for some reason it's just the angel, which I guess there's supposed to be some sort of symbolism there, and the idea is that Lola is the devil, which, again, they just keep flip-flopping Lola being this brat with redeeming qualities, and then just flat out the devil, I guess. So I don't know. Dare I say it? I think this is the first ever Lola episode that I'm placing in Yikes, just cause it was, like I said, just very repetitive and not that fun to compensate. Like, the old guy's really not that interesting. Like, I know old people aren't supposed to be, but for a cartoon like this, you would be expecting a little more. Nothing outlandish to where it's annoying, like with Scoots, but still something. Like, maybe something like freaking Pop or freaking Grandpa Leonard. Like, they've shown they can write old people really well, or at least in an entertaining fashion. Sometimes they fumble it, but sometimes they're just in this in-between that just comes off as really boring. So, yeah, I'm placing this in low mid. Just because, at the very least, Lola stays in character for the most part, even if it does. No, actually, no. This is a step backwards for her character development, so yeah, I'm gonna place this in Yikes. You're being too gentle with the ratings? What makes you say that? I mean, Yikes is still pretty... Let me put it this way, guys. Anything below mid, anything in Yikes or Dog Water, that's a bad episode. That's all I can tell you. Ugh. Melly was such a kind character. Oh, you mean Melly, Luna. Yeah, Melly, she does have a couple cameos here and there, but yeah, they just completely forgot about her. And apparently Lola did too, because we never see her hanging out with Lola again. And again, does Lola really have any friends in general? Or is it all just... Or is she just too committed to the diva bit to where we don't see her hanging out with anyone directly or in a more intimate context? Know what I mean? Like, I don't know. In terms of one-to-one character dynamics, it seems like Lola doesn't have a many outside of the family. And the closest thing we got was Melly, but apparently she's forgotten. I don't know, man. So what you're saying, Emperor's New Groove is the only angel and devil bit better than this episode? I'm gonna be honest, random. Let me put it this way. Emperor's New Groove did it better than 99% of all media, man. Like, it's really hard to, even in 2000 when that film came out, the angel and devil shtick, already a cliche, but somehow they really nailed. They still knocked it out of the park with the comedy and the originality and the creativity of it. All right. But yeah, dare I say it, guys? And this is not a hot take. Emperor's New Groove, still peak comedy. I don't care what anyone tells me. And the angel and devil gag there is no different. Look what I can do. What does that have to do with... No, he's got a point. Like, guys, there's a reason every now and again I quote the freaking devil, the Kronk devil, quoting ouch whenever I give a harsh opinion in one of my videos. Like, I don't know, man. It just really stuck with me. Anyways. Lola would have had Winston since she does have a romantic interest in him. Yeah, Enigma, that's true. One of the few good things that popped out of freaking L is for Love. And the next time we see Winston, which is like, what, 6 years later, it doesn't really go anywhere. Like, any sense of romantic implications is just out the door. And it kind of goes in the opposite extreme. Lola just teases him and makes him rip his pants for... You know what? Just watch the episode for yourself. I'm not here to yap about it. Anyways. Kronk made the movie great, and you know who voices Kronk? Yeah, Patrick Warburton, my go-to tonic. What else is new? Alright. Pet Project. Do I remember how... I think I rewatched this episode yesterday, guys, but like I said, a lot of these are very forgettable to where it's easy to gloss over them. Okay. Lola and Lana, they win free tickets to like some indoor water park. Lana has to leave her pets behind because obviously pets not allowed at the indoor water park or anywhere in the hotel. She tries to get her siblings to learn to look after them, but she's so unrealistically picky that she takes the pets along, she smuggles them in, and then just hijinks ensue. Typical cartoon shenanigans of hiding something from the guards throughout the whole episode. All of these inconveniences that almost unintentionally expose the pet. She gets exposed. She makes up, like, I don't know. It's, again, one of those episodes that just goes through the motions with a storyline that we've seen not even for the first time in this franchise alone. Because the Casagrandes did a similar thing with Sid's pet, the animals from the Changzhou or whatever you want to call it. Okay, hide the pets from the landlord. The pets sneak out. They end up hurting the landlord or whatever. They get in trouble. They make up for it. It got old really fast, and this episode in particular doesn't really do anything new with it. So yeah, either a yikes or a low mid. That's just me though. Okay, at this rate we're getting more yikes than mid. What does that say about the season overall, guys? High yikes? Yeah, let's put it somewhere in the middle. I guess in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. If you're in yikes, you're in yikes. It doesn't matter if it's high or low, the more I think about it. This makes no sense because in the other Trifts in her family, we don't see the pets at all. Well, yeah, I guess it does also slap continuity in the face, Tracy. What is this Animal Farm sounding start, bro? I don't know, man. The episode started that if Lana allowed Lenny to care for the pets and let go for like 3 days, everything would have been fine. Yeah. Is there a reason to think the rest of the Loud siblings wouldn't be familiar enough with the rest of the pets? Except for maybe the scorpion, which she just barely took in? But even then, can't you just keep a scorpion in a cage and fed every now and again and you're good? I don't know, man. Pet maintenance is not that simple, but at the same time, it's not as complicated as this episode is making it out to be. So yeah, I think I'm comfortable placing this in yikes. Maybe in dog water. That's just me, though. Wait, Sora, what number? Was that intentional? I want to believe it was unintentional, and that's why I'm laughing. But if that was intentional, then you're banned. You're banned, man. You're banned. But alright. That's that. Apartment complex. Okay, if I remember how this episode started, it basically works off of the idea that, hey, Lori's moved out, she has her own place, and as we knew already, it's right next door. Then it turns out all the siblings discover, oh hey, she has good Wi-Fi. Hey, she has a really nice shower. Oh hey, she has all this cable reception or whatever. So, as it shows in the title card, Lola, Lana, Lynn, and Lenny, they start screwing around the apartment while Lori's at work. But then Mr. Grouse shows up and tells her, hey, why is the bill so high? Sorry, Lori, I gotta kick you out. Then it turns out the siblings own up to their mistakes. They pay the bills themselves. At least that's how it's implied. And yeah, doesn't really do anything too unique with it, but at the very least, it's just your run-of-the-mill. It's your run-of-the-mill. Oh, we did this stupid thing? Oh, lesson learned. I don't know. It's not really that memorable, and I kind of hate the idea of Lenny trying too hard to be a fashion influencer. I don't know why every couple episodes they keep trying to insist on it, but I think the idea was set on arrival just because the concept is so freaking annoying. Like, I don't know. I'm leaning towards mid, but what do you guys think? Basic episode, 6.75 out of 10. Typical episodes. Kind of funny how the episode played off. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking, Arian. Basically, yeah, just mid. Just mid, like a lot of this season. Guys, we only have 2 episodes that are anywhere above mid. 3. There are 2 episodes in the okay tier. How screwed is the season when that's the idea and there's only 9 episodes left to rate? Based on your own rubric? Okay, it wasn't. Good. The thing that this episode did was negate the idea that Lori could stay in Grouse's garage for golf lessons and then have her legit pay rent and utilities. Well, Enigma, that's been an issue since the previous season, so I'm not really holding it against this episode in particular. It would have been nice to have an episode where Lori teaches Mr. Grouse how to golf. It gets a little frustrating, but I don't know, guys. This one fundamental problem with modern episodes, pretty much every modern episode, is that sometimes they just go to a complete extreme when it comes to the cartoony problems with the show. And yeah, it's a cartoon. What did I expect? But they just take it to a new extreme. Like, they just love flanderizing characters even when they might not have to. And there are times where they don't, like in The Walking Dead. That's one of the things I can respect about it, which really tells you how low the bar is. Like, a lot of the behavior, it seems a little exaggerated and chaotic, but at least it checks out for most of the characters. And it doesn't last very long. The conflict at the end only lasts like 30 seconds. Which might be an issue for the pacing, but overall, it did not feel like it was rushed by any means. Those mid and yikes tiers are looking fat by the end of this? Kind of, yeah. Yeah, Erica. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. Hello, Chronoroki. Welcome to the stream. Have I run across any Kevin Sullivan episodes that were decent in this season? We just talked about one of them, and it was pretty mediocre. I think there's another one in the season. Actually, there is, but we'll get to it soon enough. All right. Cuff break. I think I can sum up the premise really well here. Lincoln tries magic tricks. He handcuffs himself to Mr. Grouse. He can't undo it, so they're stuck like that the whole day. And somehow, they let this he has to bring Mr. Grouse to school, and somehow, this 60-something grown man is legally allowed to enter a school without a guest pass, without any reason other than just, hey, cartoon shenanigans. The premise is already flimsy on arrival, and there's really nothing entertaining with it to compensate. Like, yeah, okay, it turns out Mr. Grouse was this absolute Chad back in high school. He had this friend group that surprisingly, somehow, and miraculously resembles Lincoln's friend group. One character who, apparently they're all ancestors or grandparents of the Loud Kids for some reason? Great-grandparents? I don't know. I guess they were just rehashing the designs. They were just being lazy. I don't know. That's one moment that definitely bothered me. Because apparently, even Stella has an ancestor, quote-unquote, that was friends with Mr. Grouse, even though Stella moved to town like a year ago, so what the frick is he on about? Where did this girl come from? So, what? You know, I think I can show you guys. Hold on. What was the episode called again? Like, I don't know. It just felt like a glorified It felt like a fan fiction that spurred out of Mr. Grouse's head, and I don't mean that in a good way. Okay, they don't show the shot. Never mind. But yeah, overall, it felt like it was glazing Mr. Grouse a little too hard, and that's really saying something because he's not really a character I care a lot about. Like, yeah, he has his moments, like, hey, selling the apartment to Lori, or that whole Christmas special. Not even my favorite Christmas special, but I still thought it was pretty nice. Huh. Sound familiar to a Casagrandes episode when to an old man going to school? Okay, to be fair though, Chronoroki, if we're comparing to the Casagrandes, this episode did it a little better, not by much, just cause, unlike frickin' Ronnie Ann's grandpa, Mr. Grouse wasn't being the run-of-the-mill grandparent that embarrasses your kid in public. Know what I mean? Yeah, it's a really mid episode. So yeah, I don't want to overthink it. I'm just gonna leave it at mid. All right, next. Garbage dumped. Lana's friends with the trash guy. The trash guy is gonna get replaced by an automated trash truck. She tries to sabotage it. They fail. But then in the process, the town comes together to rally for the trash guy, the human trash guy. It's your guys, let me put it this way. It's basically the premise of another Casagrandes episode, but instead of a supermarket, it's a trash truck. Like, yeah, the trash guy is more in touch with the community, it's more human, blah, blah, blah. Less corporate, more of a face. Like, I don't know, man. Never mind the fact that I've seen this story in this franchise before, it's not a very... It just felt very repetitive. So, yeah, don't overthink it. Just put it in mid and move on. Looks like this tier list will be a standard bell curve. I have no idea what that means. Which Christmas special? 11 Louds a Leapin', I think it was called. I don't like the idea of Grouse's friends being ancestors of the current day action news team. Yeah, other than that, Luna, again, it doesn't make sense because Stella, her ancestors didn't even live in Royal Woods. So, what the frick are we doing here? So many mids, yikes, but only one Dogwater episode so far. Yeah, that honestly surprises me. But... Okay, just from looking at the... No, wait, no, we got one. We'll get to it. It's not going to be the only one. I do know that much. Lana's character was very good here. Someone get her job back, so 77 points? I guess. But even then... I guess it's nice that Lana just isn't being completely disgusting for a change, or just being whiny, or just... Like, that's part of the problem that bothers me with Pet Project. She's just being completely nitpicky and whiny for no real rhyme or reason. Just... Oh, I love my pets. Yeah, what else is new with you, girl? I don't know. Maybe a high mid? Okay, I definitely like it better than Promcom. I guess I can say that much. And you know what? I do like Apartment Complex more than Dangerous Gamer. Yeah, I think this is a better way to organize it, at least in terms... Bro, the fact that we're not even making a tier list, we're making a mid-tier list. We're making a tier list of the mid episodes, not a tier list of all the episodes in the season in general. Normal distribution of good, bad, and mediocrity? Well, mostly mediocrity by the looks of it. More so bad, but mostly mediocrity. Alright. Just snow with it. I did... As a matter of fact, guys, I don't think I even, last night was the first time I ever watched this episode, and for the most part, I thought it was fine. Okay, one, I hate the fact that they're still milking David Steele, but two, it's David Steele on ice. I mean, it's the same thing with Fairly Odd Parents. Crash Nebula on ice, David Steele on ice, iconic character that the protagonist is a really big fan of on ice. They want to get tickets, but they have no money. But then it's been snowing a lot as of late. Lincoln and friends volunteer to shovel snow and get paid for it. They still can't afford it, so they get Lisa's weather machine to set up more snow that they can shovel, make more money. But then... How did it go again? Okay, here's how it went. Lisa's snow machine, for some reason it looks like a toaster, which I don't mind. It's a harmless little gag. It goes missing because Lynn Sr., it is established early enough in the episode that it's cannoli day at the restaurant, so he's taking every utensil he can get. He ends up accidentally taking Lisa's, the weather machine, which looks like a toaster because, obviously. I mean, it speaks for itself. They look for the snow machine because, yeah, it's basically haywiring out of control because Lynn Sr. didn't know what it was. And then... problem solved, but then it turns out the fact that they provoked so much snow ended up pretty much screwing over the whole town, so they pass up the ferry, they go and shovel all the snow that they can, and you know what? It felt less like a cliche, it felt less like a storytelling cliche, and more so just like traditional storytelling, and I mean that in a good way. Like, honestly, this episode wasn't bad, even if it did feel relatively unoriginal. There's continuity, it's charming. Like, it's just, it felt like a classic, it felt like a good slice of life episode, if that makes any sense. I thought it was enjoyable, even if I do have a couple problems with it, so I'm gonna place it in low okay, just because it wasn't that bad of an episode. I think the episode was not bad, but it gets deductions for Lincoln and his friend being selfish, so 67 points again. I mean, on one hand, Arian, yeah, they were being a little selfish, but not in a way that feels unrealistic or dickish. And also, half of it wasn't their fault. Why was Lynn taking a toaster that wasn't really even a toaster? I mean, bro, look at the freaking... Bro, there's a whole screen on the side of the toaster. And none of it implies toast or oven or anything along those lines. Anything, any culinary term by any means. That's not a toaster, man. It's all I can tell you. Figure it out. Like, it's really not that hard to not flanderize the adult characters or any character in general to where half of the blame doesn't go to Lincoln and his friends. So, for the most part, partially they're absolved. Not entirely, but even then, it's a good enough episode. Could have been a little better, but it's not bad or insultingly bad or boring. That's all I can really say. But alright. Writer's Retreat. Lucy is apparently not just a poet anymore. She apparently has gotten a gag for... What am I saying? Apparently she has a bit of a knack for writing short horror stories to where, hey, the family thinks they're really good, so... Rita convinces her boss to basically give Lucy a column where she writes another short horror story. She has a hard time focusing because everyone keeps trying to distract her, so she goes to Aunt Ruth's lake cabin for some peace and quiet, which is really nice continuity. It all starts flowing in. She starts, like, okay, it worked. Like, for the most part, the premise works. A lot of the jokes, although there's really not that many in general. I gotta know, some of the motions, they did feel a little forced. Like, okay, she's getting distracted by Lisa clicking her pen, even though she's halfway across the hall, so how the heck are you even hearing it? Some of it felt a little forced, but at the same time, Lucy goes through a bit of an arc, which is definitely relatable. At least, I say this as a guy who actually writes for YouTube videos and whatnot. I mean, it's kind of a given for me, guys, why I resonate with this episode to some extent, but I'm not letting that bias affect me as far as this critique for this episode is concerned. I thought it was nice for the most part. Like, if anything, one joke that really got me is the fact that at morning, Rita is like, Lucy, what happened? Like, for some reason, Rita kept hearing her freaking typewriter, and it was like, oh wow, it seems like you finally got some ideas, and then she just throws the typewriter across the wall. And hold on, you know what? Let me see if I can show this brief clip of the moment without getting freaking copyright claimed. Hold on, give me a moment, guys. Wait, why am I not logged in here? Okay, forget it. Okay, basically that whole gag with the freaking F key, I thought it was a little funny, even if it was a little on the nose about it. Overall, the episode was entertaining. The ideas, they're about what I expected from the imagination of an 8-year-old goth girl, which isn't bad. So I don't know. Yeah, I would put it in okay as well. Maybe Naisu Naisu, but I don't know, guys. What do you think? I'm leaning towards Naisu Naisu because when's the last time we got a really good Lucy episode that makes cohesive sense from start to finish? Am I putting it in the highest tier just because the bar is that low? Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, okay. You know what? We'll put it in Lacey Knight. Oh, right, she's 9 now. I forgot. You know what? My point still stands, Enigma. 9-year-old goth girl. I did marry Dismas. The episode proves that Anime Night, I don't know what corners of the internet you've been hanging around with, but let me emphasize this right now. To you and to any weirdo who might even humor the idea of what you just said. Lincoln is never happening! Gosh, you freaking weirdos, man. I'm sick of it. No, I'm not including you, Anime Night. I'm just saying, there's a fan comic out there, guys, who has really emphasized the idea of, you know what, never mind. I don't want to give it any sort of publicity, so I'm just going to leave it at that. Anyways, speaking of crap, though, Hologram Jam, get the frick out of my face. Oh, gosh. Yeah, by far the worst episode in the season. Instant dog water, the lowest of dog water, the wateriest of dog water, the doggiest of dog water. No, actually, no, that's an insult to dogs. My gosh, man. What were they thinking with this freaking episode, man? Suddenly, Lincoln's a slob who doesn't do his chores. Suddenly, remember that one episode from the first season where every family member has an assigned chore? Okay, that's not a thing now. Lincoln's room is filled with trash. He's so lazy, so caught up with, oh hey, a video game day with Clyde or whatever. A video game session with Clyde or whatever, so he gets Lisa to make a bunch of holograms for him to pretend to do the work for him to save face, instead of just cleaning up the freaking mess for himself, which would be a lot more in character, and that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to this episode's problems, guys. What else can you expect out of after the premise? Obviously, the holograms malfunction, Lincoln gets exposed, he owns up to his mistakes. The ideas just so... Like, okay, a lot of ideas in this season, guys, are unbearably redundant, but this one just takes it to a whole new level. Worse than even Brawl in the Family? Close, but no, Erica. It's not... At least nobody's being unrealistically violent, which is definitely a minus for Brawl in the Family. But at the same time, his behavior is so out of character and so irritating. Also, none of the jokes land. The premise is forced. Lincoln's completely out of character. Lisa is low-key out of character because apparently she made him sign a whole contract about how, hey, if things go wrong with the holograms, I'm not taking the blame, even though I think everyone can guess that, hey, who else in this house can actually make a hologram of Lincoln from scratch? Frickin' Lisa. The plot doesn't make any sense. Lincoln's out of character. Lisa's out of character. None of the jokes don't land. The premise is forced. The behavior is just not insultingly bad, but still really bad, so I'm gonna place it in low tier. To do his chores instead of being grounded or anything more serious, that too, Enigma. But honestly, it's not the kind of idea that really bothers me as much. It's not No Such Luck or Brawl in the Family or one of the boys levels of bad, but it's still really bad. Let me put it this way, guys. If I were to remake the worst episodes listing, it would be maybe like number 6 or number 7, around, you know, about a little less bad than House of Lies. How about that? Anyways, he doesn't even take accountability. He doesn't try to get out of his punishment. The puppy eyes pulls out, I will never do it again. Yeah, exactly. He goes unpunished. But alright, guys. Alright, I forgot who was asking about Kevin Sullivan episodes, guys, but here we are. Sick as a dad. Lynn Sr. is sick, and since Rita's at work, the Loud siblings are tasked with taking care of him, including Lori, even though she doesn't live there anymore. Also, it goes about how you would expect. He's too needy of a patient, he's so irritating and annoying, he's way too nitpicky, and it's very unrealistic, even for how much they neglect his character every now and again, especially as the seasons go on. And I forgot how the rest went. Even though we did watch this episode on the Discord, I kind of forgot how this episode went, guys. Although, to be fair, I gotta think about 24 other episodes now that I think about it. But how did it go again? I think they more or less... How did it go again? Okay, all I remember is that somehow they stumble upon the family doctor, and then... who exists, by the way. We didn't know about him about her for like 9 seasons, but apparently she's a thing. She mentions how Lynn took care of all of his kids while they were sick, which is expected out of a dad, so I don't know what the heck they're trying to prove there. Yeah, he left the house, they're trying to look for him, they come across the family doctor, and then she tells them, oh, I remember when you all got the chicken pox and Lynn had to work overtime or whatever. They start feeling bad, but then you realize that the episode misses something very important. They were his children. Of course he has to take care of them. Like, okay, it's a nice gesture when they do it the other way around, but he behaves so unrealistically needy to where, yeah, I don't blame them for wanting to bail out on him. He's 40-something years old. He can take care of himself. He's got medicine. Like, yeah, okay, he has to stay in bed. He asks for a tea every now and again. But then he says, oh, only 1 drop of honey. Oh, actually 2 drops of honey. Like, no, he's just way too cartoonishly needy of a patient for it to feel compelling. And let alone the message, and as a result, the messaging really falls apart. So, yeah, some people might like it, and I can see what it's going for, but nah, the message just failed in execution, so I'm gonna put it in yikes. Watch that family doctor not get mentioned again after this episode? Probably, Luna. Like, that's the thing with the show that has been a problem for a while. They just keep introducing new character after new character in an ensemble cast that was already pretty cluttered as is. Like, I'm not even kidding, guys. You could scrap half of the cast and not a lot would change. Like, okay, say goodbye to Sam. Say goodbye to Flip. Say goodbye to Miss Bernardo. Say goodbye to this family doctor whose name I already don't even already remember. So what does that tell you? Yeah, Teutonic. That's the thing, guys. And apparently it's a thing that a lot of kid shows don't understand. Come to think of it, you know what? The Big Bang Theory did something similar, and I hated it there too. Sheldon gets sick, and he's so needy of a patient that everyone runs away from home because everyone ignores him because nobody wants to take care of him. It didn't work then. It didn't work here. And that's really all I can say in that regard. Garbage Dump is disgustingly overrated. Everyone applauded it as some kind of anti-AI allegory. Like I said, Karate Kid. 1, this franchise has done it before. 2, wow, you're protesting AI like 90% of the rest of the world. I mean, you must think is it really that special to begin with? It really isn't. Not that I disagree with the prospect most of the time, but no, I thought it was mid. Yeah, I'm comfortable leaving it in mid. That's all I can really say. But alright, guys. Okay, I am yapping way too much. My throat hurts a little, so I'm gonna drink some water a little bit. Gosh. Okay. You know, times like these, I gotta remind myself, guys, I need to slow down when I'm speaking a little bit. I'm on camera talking to 32 people, apparently. Thank you guys so much, by the way. Like, I am not used to viewership being this high when it comes to the other stuff that I do. Anyways. Ticked off. I did watch this episode with the Discord guys, and if this is my first impression of the summer camp arc, yeah, I don't see the hype. I really don't. Like, okay, they're staying at Camp Mastodon for another unnamed summer, even though in another unnamed summer, they were on that road trip around the country with the RV and whatnot. Camp Brazilla, as they call it. Yeah, you got your run-of-the-mill generic bullies. It tries to balance so many subplots, and it does get a little cluttered. Okay, Lynn Sr. is a chef at the camp, and apparently the critic, apparently the go-to critic at the camp doesn't like his food, and it's just a little girl, which could be funny, but at the same time, they don't really do anything with it. Subplot 2. Lola, excuse me for that. Sorry. Ugh. Lola, she just cannot get adjusted to the life of living in a cabin without all of her commodities and her luxuries. Like, I don't know, that plot doesn't really go anywhere. And also, Lincoln and Clyde. Apparently, there's a bit of a hierarchy at Camp Mastodon, and they're classified as ticks. I forgot what the name of the other class was. And apparently you gotta compete to be able to get certain privileges at the camp. Like, I don't know. It's just your run-of-the-mill summer camp competition story, and they don't really do anything. They really don't do anything unique with it. The bullies are generic. The plot really drags on, especially because it's a half-hour special, so it's kind of expected to. I call it the suffer camp arc for a good reason. Everything about this episode was yeah. Honestly, I want to place it in just off the top of my head. I want to place it in low yikes or maybe in dog water because I can't think of a single moment that I got a good laugh out of me or actually kept me like, okay, you know what? It's good continuity. Or it's anything along those lines. So the bullies are generic. The subplots are forgettable, neglected, or just again, or generic again. The Sabertooths, right. And the resolution, like, honestly, I am so sick of this trope where the bullies are forgiven. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, I hate to use Gravity Falls as a point of reference here, because TLH cannot hold a candle to it, but Dipper was right. Revenge is underrated. Was there any reason to not give the freaking Sabertooths by the end what they deserve? They cheated, they got disqualified, you get your privileges now. Was there any reason to not balance things out? You know, eye for an eye? It's really all I can say. So yeah, I'm leaning towards a low yikes or a dog water. I kind of want to flip a coin to find out, but at the same time, I don't want to get off my chair already. 2 summer specials in 2 seasons. Yeah, exactly, Tails. What the heck is this timeline? I like Lola hating to go to camp. Okay, it was fine at the start anime night, but at the same time, it doesn't really go anywhere. The only service Lola's subplot did was to help Lincoln at the end to justify the camp's win. Honestly, even with that pre-established, it did feel a little contrived that the drone camera is what caught the Sabertooths cheating, and not Lincoln's own initiative or the other two ticks whose name I already forgot. Yeah, none of the new characters are memorable except for the little girl, just from the irony alone, but that's not really enough to carry it. Wait, Luna really only had 1 line? In the whole arc? Oh my gosh, Enigma, that... Guys, I have not seen most of Season 10 yet, so... that kind of bothers me. Yeah, I think I want to place this in Dogwater, guys, but that's just me. Anyways. Next episode. Stage Combat. Stage Combat. No. Dun, dun, dun. I wanted to make a Mortal Kombat song joke there, but it just felt too forced. The moment has passed. Anyways. Let's be real. The second Lola sees that ice cream machine and is told no, she's squealing. I mean, I guess. Wasted potential. Luann, Lucy, and Lana don't get that much focus. Meanwhile, Luna and Lily play no role. Yeah, what reason is there for all of the Louts to be there? I guess we'll find out, but guys, I have not seen the rest of the arc. I will at some point, because I do have access to the episodes now, but we'll save that talk for another time. We're just here to focus on this episode. Karate Kid, if I'm being honest, as the years have gone by, Alex Hirsch, not even as a creator or not even as an animation creator or a developer, he has definitely been getting on my nerves with his takes on the internet. I will tell you that much. Speaking of Alex Hirsch though, guys, next video, it is another Gravity Falls review, and it's well underway. Right before stream started today, guys, I'm not even kidding, I recorded the lines. So by this point next week, or the week after that, or if push comes to shove, the week after that, should be another upload. Anyways, alright guys, stage combat. Luna and Luann, I think they're offered some sort of the same scholarship opportunity, you know, because it's performative arts or something like that. And it goes about how you would expect. Like, hey, two people who really care about each other, they're pining for the same achievement. They promise themselves they're not going to turn on each other or try to sabotage each other. Even though 2 minutes later, that's exactly what they do. The whole episode is just them sabotaging each other. It backfires for both of them. They end up getting along. There's a whole song at the end, and I don't know. It just felt a little too generic. It was well intentioned, but it felt a little too generic for my liking, if you ask me. But I don't know. Some people say they really like this episode, but honestly, I thought it was kind of forgettable. Like, I don't know. I'm glad that they're going for more dynamics between exploring another dynamic between Luna and Luann, especially because it's really overdue. Especially because they're sisters that actually share a room. But they really don't do anything interesting with it. I can't think of anything better off the top of my head, but yeah, I think overall I'm just gonna place it in mid and leave it at that. A better version of Brawl in the Family, Luann and Luna dynamic was the best highlight of the episode. I don't understand how that's comparable to Brawl in the Family, Arian. Like, yeah, okay, Lori and Lenny were fighting for really stupid reasons, but that really doesn't equate to what Luna and Luann were spatting over here. Like, here, they were actually competing against each other. They weren't just at each other's throats for the sake of, you know, stereotypical white girl pettiness, or however you want to label it. Stage combat should be in Season 3? What makes you say that? I mean, I guess. You know what? How about this? You know how I said we should explore a dynamic between Luna and Luann a little more? You know what would have been a better premise for Racing Hearts? Switch Sam for Luna. And completely, obviously remove the romantic elements. Like, yeah, Luna and Luann probably have nothing. They're sisters and they share a room. But as they come to shown, yeah, they hardly have anything in common. And this would have been a great episode to explore that, but you know what? Let bygones be bygones, I suppose. Oh my gosh, Enigma, I completely forgot about Parag, the guy that Luann's coworker, the Indian guy. I don't mean that to be derisive. That's just the best way I can identify him. Luna can drive, making her the... Yeah, apparently Luna has a driver's license? When did that happen? Off screen? In an episode that I would have rather watched instead? Like, yeah, I know she's canonically 16, but still, it would have been nice to see the story behind it. Anyways, am I cooking though, Swamp? Maybe, I don't know. It's, at the end of the day, all of my cooking is just... That kind of cooking is just glorified fan fiction. Apu Jr.? Oh my gosh. 364, I mean... Yeah, he's basically just Apu, but without the sliminess or the comedy. What's worse than Lincoln is that there's a grown man. Arian, let's just agree they're equally repulsive. I'm not here to compare. I'm not here to pick my poison. Let me put it that way. All right. Last and you know what? Definitely not least. Swimming Fools. It's a hot day. Stella suggests, hey, why don't we go to Mrs. Ramirez pool to cool off? Maybe I can ask for her permission since she's out of town and I'm her house sitter. And then Stella thinks Mrs. Ramirez said no via text message, but she tells them they can go in anyways as long as they clean up before she shows up. And yeah, the typical hijinks ensue, but at the same time, it does explore a layer to Stella's character that they hardly focus on. It's hardly ever been focused on. Like, yeah, she's a little too eager to please her friends. She is a bit of a teacher's pet. But at the same time, she's not nosy or a tattletale like, say, freaking Randall from Recess. She's not a snitch. Like, I don't know. She's basically a teacher's pet that you can actually respect and enjoy as a character and doesn't come off as annoying or bratty. And you know what? I like that in a character. Totally unbiased, by the way, given my videos. And I mean, I say that sarcastically, but I can also mean it earnestly. But anyways, like, I don't know. I think a lot of the jokes actually do land. I do remember the Italian-speaking parrot. I do remember the running gag with Rusty. And I did like the twist at the ending where it seemed like Principal Ramirez was saying no via text message, but she was just trying to communicate in slang, and it turns out she actually said yes the whole time. I thought that was a fun twist, if nothing else. Has her and Kara somewhat interact? Kinda. Which, yeah, everyone is here, no character gets neglected, the twist is compelling. Like, I don't know. For what little the comedy in the overall show is worth, this was definitely good enough, I will say. So I'm gonna place it in Naisu Naisu. You know what? I definitely like it more than Writer's Retreat. Okay, minor nitpick though, and I don't know if you guys can see it from here. This whole episode revolves around Stella's choices. So why the heck is she not at the center of the title card or the focus of the title card? I don't know. I don't know why they felt the need to make it Lincoln, but hey, like I said, minor nitpick. What I heard, oh my gosh, Anime Night. Why did you feel the need to mention that, man? They're just in swimsuits. They're in a pool, man. Oh my gosh. Next, do me a favor and don't mention that. We need more Stella-focused episodes. We really do. She is a painfully underutilized character. And a character that, given her introduction, definitely deserved more. Definitely deserves more. I've emphasized this in my videos time and again. She deserves better. She really does, man. And with that, guys, we're finished with our tier list for Season 9. Only 3 episodes that are definitely above average. 3 that were okay, and the rest are run-of-the-mill, by the numbers, through the motions, bunch of terms that I've been repeating time and again throughout the stream. And we got 3 episodes that definitely, some of them are not too insultingly bad. Okay, they are pretty bad, but compared to other bad episodes in other seasons, I suppose I've seen worse, but you know what? Like I said, why pick your poison? Let's just agree they're all bad. But alright guys, for the overall season, considering the amount of episodes that are in mid or in yikes, I'd give the overall season, and not to be too critical and whatnot, or at least in a way that feels a little pretentious, I'm gonna give the season an overall a 6.5 out of 10. How about that? Maybe a 6? I don't know, guys. I'm just I'm just yapping these numbers off the top of my head. Every title card in the show has Lincoln and... Okay, that's the thing, Erica. Just make Lincoln and Stella switch places. Lincoln's still on the title card. We know who the episode is going to be about because it's mostly about Stella and her choices. But, like I said, it is what it is. But alright, guys. With that being said, you know what? I may as well download this. The real question is, though, does it actually get saved? Yeah, okay. You know what? Let me see if I can make a community. You know what? I'm gonna post this on the Discord, and maybe on the YouTube community post on YouTube. And you know what? You know what? Just spark some discussion, spark some arguments. I don't know. Just let chaos ensue, if there's any at all. But all right, guys. With that being said, yeah, that's it for the tier list. And I'm glad you guys. I'm glad a lot of you stuck around for it. So thank you for that. Shouldn't I combo 8 and 9? Yes and no. I already did a tier list for 8. I guess they are technically the same season, but they're also not. But you know what? I guess what I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little too lazy to do it. And even then, even though the writers had little to no intention of turning this one season into 2. I'm just gonna roll with it. Just because, hey, 2 tier lists means more content, more streams means more content, and, well, typical greedy content creator habits, if nothing else. But alright, guys. With that being said, we are about, I think, 2 hours into the stream. Yeah, an hour and 52 minutes, so we're gonna switch to Kirby's Return to Dreamland and maybe finish the game by this time today. So, by this time today, what am I saying? Today. Because we only got like half a world left, so we'll see how things go. So if y'all want to join me, I would appreciate that. With that being said, though, I gotta set up the Switch, hopefully get some more water, and maybe get a snack. So I'll be right back. Alrighty. Here we are, guys, and for some reason Elgato's not at full screen. Okay. I gotta remind myself to speak slowly because I am eating spicy chips. Golly. Literally just called chips, by the way. Actually pretty tasty, look it up. Yeah, Sora, Outset Island has been on this playlist for a while, man. Where have you been, my boy? That's the thing, Namsu. Like, yeah, a lot of the writers got let go. Season 10 apparently did get finished, but guys, after Season 10, there might not be another tier list stream. Because a lot of the writers got let go. So apparently Season 11 wasn't greenlit, something along those lines. I don't know exactly what happened, but I know a lot of writers and one of the producers got let go off of Nickelodeon. But alright, guys. Why the heck do I still see the background? Hold on. There you go. Really, Sora? Out of all the Wind Waker tracks? I don't know, if you ask me, the track that really hypes me up from that game is freaking Mulgera. You know, the whole... And then the whistling. You know, I think I could whistle it myself. If I wasn't eating spicy chips. Wow, I nailed it. Hold on. Yeah, guys, you guys have not been pulling any punches when it comes to putting music on the Discord. And you honestly, guys, that tab, it felt low-key abandoned, so thank you guys for that, if nothing else. Really though, only 23%? Wow. We're in the final world, and apparently we still got a long way to go. But alright, guys. Bit of a shame that there's hardly any discourse on the episodes themselves. Everyone just talks about the behind the scenes. Yeah, that's the thing. And I've made something of a point of it in the past, Namsu. When your biggest selling point, or at least what the producers and the writers emphasize out of the show most of the time, is just the identity of the characters. Oh gosh, the capture card is crackling. Hold on. When your biggest selling point is the identity of the characters rather than the plot or the character, this is what you get. Fans that virtually don't care about much of anything else, unless something gets their attention, such as the abysmal quality of your episodes. Sometimes a positive one, but mostly the negative. On one hand, it's usually how the internet works. On the other, you just attract the wrong audience. You already attracted the wrong audience anyways. Such is the fate for most shows. Just as Digital Circus. There's a reason the ending sucked, I'll tell you that much. Hello, Elgato, there you go. We good now? Thank you. But alright guys, here we are at... I will never get over this name. Dangerous Dinner. And also this music that I swear, I've heard it in a meme somewhere. I just can't pinpoint where. Alright, let's do it. Okay. Elevator? And ice, for some reason. You know, I would feel bad about killing these Scarfies, but you know what? The lava's doing it for me, so... Whoa, 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 easy. Ow. Hey, look, I got some meat. Why did that just come out of my mouth? I'm telling you, man, sometimes I'm just too clumsy. Ow! I guess I just have to freeze everything I touch in order to survive. And there's an energy, there's a gear, as I call them, cogs, energy spheres. No, wait, no, I want mech. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm not a fan of this whole scrolling mission, scrolling level, but hey. Ooh, ninja. Wait, so what now? Wait, hold on. I get the feeling there's something important up there, but let's see. Never mind. Also, I just love using that move. Okay. A little lower. Okay, something about latching on the walls, I just think it's a lot of fun. Oh, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I can't touch that. At least not yet. Wait, is there any way to attack those star blocks, or... Okay, good. I guess I didn't really have a choice the more I think of it. Excuse you? Yeah, you deserved it. Yeah, two can play that game, Bozo. Get bent. Ow. Okay. Little assembly line of lava boxes for some reason. Seriously, who set this up? Guys, call me crazy, but I think they really want me to use high jump. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Sorry. Force of habit. Yep, okay, I have to go through it if I want the gear. Wait, 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 wait. Oh gosh, you really got to nail the timing, don't you? There you go. Okay. Looks funny when he's on the wall like Spider-Man. Yeah, I think it's cute. Wait, I missed the second one? What? Okay, fine, fine, fine. And now I need fire. Or lightning. Whatever works. Wait. If I set up the aura, if that's what you want to call it, and the candle, do I get more lighting, or? Steady. What happens if I go underwater with the candle? Does it just drop it? Does the candle go out? These are questions that I should not have the answer to, but I'm probably never gonna get them anyways. Okay, we live in. Apparently I need fire, but... Can I just throw it at the block? Okay, I can. Never mind. How much you want to bet another gear is here? Oh, never mind. Okay. What'd I miss? You missed us wrapping up the tier list, Eric, if that's what you mean. Okay, apparently I'm supposed to run fast. Okay, duly noted. Yeah, just run and hope for the best, I guess. Also, sandwich. Also, cannon. Bang, 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 bang. This is fun. Ah, it would have been fun to use the mic, but oh well. Just keep running. Still missing 2 spheres, though. Okay, I'm guessing I should expect a boss, but honestly, I like Spark, so... You know what? We're sticking with it. Alright, show it. Oh, it's a bonkers. What is it with me and just saying bonkers in a British accent? You know, come to think of it, how is he any different from the other bonkers? He's just glowy, because yeah, I know he's got the Ultra Hammer, whatever it's called, but... I don't think his moves are any different from the other one. Ow. Simple enough. Grand Hammer. Sorry, my bad. Okay. So far, no secrets. Okay. It looks cute that it sparks with basically the Hadouken from Street Fighter. It's not really how I saw it, but yeah, it's cute enough. Wait. Do I have to hit it from somewhere in particular? I don't get it. Maybe from here? I don't know, man. Maybe all at once? What am I doing here? Okay, I don't get it. I really don't. Even then, yeah, it's just for a bunch of star chips. So you know what? Is it really worth it? Ow. Okay, I hate these things. I mean, praise might be putting it a little too generously, from what I can tell, Eric. Like, yeah, Lego Movie, absolutely goated. Ninjago, though, and Batman? At least in terms of movies? So far, I haven't heard anything too... Like, yeah, the reception is moderate, but nothing like, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. No, wait, I did miss the gears. Oh gosh. Yeah, there's no turning back. Yeah, okay. I gotta figure out how to hit those switches, because I have no idea how to do it. So yeah, I guess we're doing this level again. Eventually. Or I'll just do it off screen. You know, one or the other. I think that's the lowest amount of gears I've ever gotten in one stage, overall. Yeah, Eric, like I said, it's a decent film, but definitely not the most memorable Lego movie, or critically praised, from what I can tell. In terms of audience score, well, that's its own story. You know what? No, you know what? Let's spice things up a little. Give me Fighter. Oh, speaking of Street Fighter, sure you can. Wait, does he actually have the... Oh, wait, okay, it's not like other Kirby games, because I remember in the other ones, a dash attack was basically a Tatsumaki Senpukyaku. Is that how I pronounce it? Not gonna lie, this ability is very satisfying. Whoa, 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 easy. I'm guessing it collapses the floor. Yep. Not gonna lie though, this place is kind of... Okay, forget Active Volcano. It's definitely feeling a lot more grandiose than what I expected. Fitting for a final stage, but still though. No, 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 no. Okay, I was about to say. Okay, I've got to learn these controls. Hold on. Okay. Tap B in midair. Press and hold B in midair. Okay. Up and hold B, down B in midair. Yep. Down, hold B briefly before releasing. Okay, I gotta be careful with that. Ah, there it is. Hadouken! Release an enemy near an enemy. Folk. Okay, yeah, not important. For now. Okay, I would really appreciate that tomato, so please. Wait, how do I get to that gear? Steady. I know those collapse as soon as you touch them. You know, let's change it up a little. I just wanted spear. I just wanted... Okay, sure. I guess ice is a little fitting for this area. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I actually can't kill these things, can I? Oh my gosh, they do so much damage. Okay, we live in. Yeah, it's very ominous. Like, yeah, I used to think just, oh, generic active volcano area, but no, look at this place. Okay, apparently they want me to use ice anyways. What are the odds? Otherwise, why would he be here? Okay, I should probably run. Oh, wait, no, it's a boss. That's why the floor is moving. Ow. At least they give me food, but... You know, come to think of it, guys, I need to learn to use this more often. Hold on. How do you even restock your supply? Come to think of it. Ow. Steady. And apparently, I forgot what those cutters were called. The cutter guys were called. Apparently they really want me to use this, so let's do it. I don't know. Every time I see a boss, I'm just under I just jump to the conclusion that I'm gonna need the ability at some point. Yep. I need to time it though. Hold on. Not even for the gears though, just for a tomato. Wait, hold on. No, sorry. I gotta use the mic. I'm sorry. It's just too much fun for me to pass it up again. Oh, it's not AoE? What? It's still really cute though. Okay, the third one is though. Whoa, okay. Holy crap, this place is scary. I'm not gonna lie. It's nice to have an ability with fluid flight though. I will say that. Between this and wing, I think I'm fine with this, even though I kind of prefer wing. A boot. Okay. I was about to say. Okay. You guys are not there forever. I really gotta be patient with it. And apparently the boot gets down on lava. What are the odds? Alright. We livin'. Where have I heard this music before? It's about to wear off. Thank goodness. No, wait. Keep stomping. Thank you. Okay. Imagine if I had to walk all the way back without the boot. Red sun over paradise. There's only one person in this chat that I can think of that will actually get that reference. Just saying, guys. Wait, what is this doing? Oh, right, it's the Let's call it the Pride Shield. You know what? Screw it. I'm rolling with that nickname. Okay, at least there's a time window where the enemies are dropped on you. Sorry, Rockies. Oh, and you have to kill them all before you can progress. Okay. And apparently there's a key to somewhere. Wait, am I allowed to take this through the door? Okay, I am. Thank goodness. Okay. An angry Scarfy. Please tell me there's actually a door here and I didn't just miss it. Whoa! Are you kidding me? They're in lava too? I hate those things. Why did they feel the need to bring those back? Ew. I hate you guys. I hate you guys so much. I don't even know what you're called, but I hate you. Yep, there's a door. Okay. Okay, Teutonic, you got it too. Yeah, it's from Metal Gear Rising. A game that I definitely need to play on stream at some point. But, 1, I don't have a PS3. 2, I think it's available on Steam, but I don't think my PC can handle a PS3 game. I'll tell you that much. Who doesn't know Metal Gear Rising? A lot of people, Eric, apparently. You'd be surprised. Okay, there's the other 2. I'll take that. Thank you. Can I get the fish for a change? Nah, okay. No, just still the sword. Fair enough. Wait, is that a whole Moundo? Alright. And he gets one-shotted, sure. Wait, hold on. There's a reason these are here. Yep, okay, I figured. It's just for starships, though. Okay, nothing crazy so far. Honestly, I have more one-ups than I know what to do with, so I'm not really too fixated on these chips. A whole bonkers. Goodbye. I love it when it turns into a whole kitchen knife. Kind of cute. Another ticket. I really don't care. Sure, that's how it works. That's how that works. One slice, the whole volcano goes down. Why not? All right, let's do these. Maybe for the last time, because like I said, guys, I think we're in the final world. Okay, we're schmovin'. We are schmovin'. I think. That star chip is not worth it. Pretty sure I can't grab onto stairs while my mouth is full. But we'll see. Take your time, you stupid ball of sun, or whatever you are. I missed, and I'm dead. I'm dead. I missed, and I'm dead. I am so dead. I may as well. I may as freaking well. I deserve that. Iron Barber? That is such a... It's not the name I expected, I tell you that much. I mean, it's not like I was expecting something like Wormy or But what? Why are they? Why? What does iron and barbers have to do with these things? All right, that'll buy me some time, I think. All right, this is where I kind of got stumped. Nailed it. Okay, I was about to say, if I needed to hit another one that I didn't know about, I would have screamed. Steady. Don't let the sun balls block it. You know, now would be a really good time to bring out the ball counter, but I kind of don't want to. Am I supposed to be going this way? Okay, I am. I was about to say. Okay, we living. Okay, now's the boss. Water, sleep, or... water. Story of my life. Drink water, eat food, and sleep. Oh gosh, there's two of them. Actually, water's not bad for these bosses. And I actually got him through the... Okay, that was pretty cool of me. But alright. Twice as difficult, and somehow I took no damage. Okay, water's kind of cracked. It's not just me, right? See, this is why I don't drink soda, guys. This is why I don't drink soda. I'm kidding. For legal reasons, that is a joke. Wait a minute, what are you? Oh, I wish I hadn't killed you, but oh well. The stage is kind of scary because the stage doesn't tell you where you need to go. I guess, kinda. And I guess that's that. Oh, I actually got it. Okay, nice. Is there an ability that literally turns Kirby into a star? Not that I know of, Swamp. There's the Star Rod, which he throws stars out of, but not much more than that. Then again, who doesn't know about the freaking Star Rod? Really? The boss already? Usually it's 5 stages before we get to the boss, but alright. This is what I get for running my mouth while eating spicy chips. Oh gosh, I almost choked there. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry about that, guys. Golly. Oh my gosh. Ugh. So I'm guessing we're at Landia now. The boot did ask me to read the bio. Wait, is it here yet, or? No, not yet. Not until I get to the actual boss. And you know what? I kind of want to stick with water. Okay, we got sand, we got leaf, we got wings. Wing does have the projectile, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. You know what? Let me put something in my... Let me put an energy drink in my reserve. Wait, what's over here? Nothing, probably. Alright. Let's do this, Landia. A water helmet looks like jelly? A little bit, but I think it looks cool. Even though it looks a little too much like the tornado hat. Oh, he Gwumpy. Reminds me of freaking Dynablade from Superstar. How do so many heads fit in such a small body? And apparently I can't put out that fire with water. Ow. Ow. Oh, this music is very dramatic. Also, I gotta read the bio. Hold on. Where is it? The four-headed guardian who sleeps in Haldera Volcano has been revered as this planet's protector since... Excuse me? Why did Magolor want us to attack it then? Why was he telling us that it's just a mindless... Why is it... I have so many questions that I wish I didn't know the answer to, if I'm being honest. Wow, those little cutter thingies, they do target me, actually. Or at least they go for my general direction. Oh my gosh, okay, that's on me. That was sloppy. Oh, he's actually looking at me. Hold on. Oh my gosh, he actually splits up. What was I saying earlier? Yeah, his head is way too big. His heads are way too big for such a small body. Give me my water back, though. Okay. I see your thing. Oh my gosh, he fires it diagonally. My bad. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. Okay, we got it. I do feel bad for him, though. Look at him. Or them. It's more than one, apparently. Again, I am still not used to DDD's design in this game. I kind of hate it. So now what? Bravo, Kirby. You've truly earned your reputation as a hero. Your help defeating Landia was invaluable. Is that why the acronym spells out crown? At long last, it's mine. The source of limitless power, the Master Crown. So this is why nobody trusts you. This is why when he got revealed in Kirby Air Riders, nobody liked it. Everyone was like, don't trust him. Obtaining this oh my gosh. Yeah, please do. I fought Landia by myself and lost, so I fled to planet Popstar. That's when the thought struck me. I could have you defeat Landia for me, a stroke of genius, I know. I mean, what else do you expect out of Kirby? You even helped me repair my Star Cutter. I really did appreciate that, by the way. Anyway, mwahaha, a time has come for your planet. No, the time has come for the universe to bow down to me. Not gonna lie, he does look really cool in that form. And for being such a big help in all this, your planet will go first. Prepare to bow, Popstar. Welcome your new overlord. Landia? Is he just gonna... I love the fact that he just grabbed him with the mouth. One for each of us? Okay, okay. It's probably just gonna be me, though, because I'm playing single player. Wait, so what do we call the individual Landias, though? That's the real question. Guy reminds me of Marx from Kirby Suit. I mean, it's the same shtick. He tells you to do something, turns out he has his own evil plans. Not the first time Kirby has done it, but it's equally memorable, I would say. Okay. It even has its own little 2D shooter segment with a flying vehicle. Not gonna lie, though, the individual Landias are really cute. They're kind of ugly when they're all put together, though. Ow. Wait, can I turn around? I can't. Nope. But I still want healing. Steady. Can I just... Oh, I can charge it. Okay, hold on. Okay, you know what? Let me read this. The entire universe is time. Oh. Press and hold. Hold B, then move rapidly, then release B. Oh, you can charge too. I'm being way too clumsy though, but that's what I get for experimenting. Da, 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 da. I don't think I don't recognize that leitmotif. Okay, we live in. Yeah. Okay, to be fair though, Swamp, it's a Kirby game. I don't expect the lore to be too convoluted, but even then, yeah. Twist villains are getting a little old. But to be fair, this game came out in like, what, 2011? So they get a pass. 2026 though, this would definitely not fly. At least if you care that much about the storytelling of a Kirby game, which I really don't. At least not too much. Like, I know it's very lore heavy when you take all the games into account, but this one in particular, I'm just here for the fun of the platforming. And because, you know, Kirby. Oh, I kind of wanted that cherry. Ow. Okay, I don't want to push my luck, guys, but this seems pretty simple so far. Oh my... The moment I open my mouth, I'm telling you, I'm gonna shut up. I just should just shut up. Don't tell me there's no checkpoints. There isn't. No, wait, there is. Okay. Because, yeah, I would not be seeing these things already. These Starbit-looking things already if there wasn't. Do I get graded on how many enemies I spare? Because I don't know. Something about sparing them just rubs me the wrong way. Steady. Wait, I just realized the backgrounds. Oh my god, I get distracted. I got distracted. I'm not gonna lie, seeing the Landia fly and crash as I'm dying, it doesn't feel right. It makes me feel really bad. You really gotta pay attention. Sorry, chat, I'm gonna be ignoring you for a little bit, because it's kind of embarrassing that I died there twice. In some very avoidable circumstances. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go. Wait for it. Wait for it. Not too fast! Okay. Can I actually break these things, or are they just flat out indestructible? Wouldn't be the first enemy to do that, come to think of it. Okay. It's the next phase. Or maybe that's it. Oh, there he is. And his ship. I'm guessing we have to fight it. The very ship we spent the whole game restoring. Now we gotta fight it. How poetic. I can actually charge into it without getting hurt. Kind of. Okay, I cannot block those projectiles, apparently. Oh my gosh, they actually target me. Hold on. I gotta be careful. I thought they would just go in a straight line. Bro, this thing is so tanky. God damn. Okay, those ones go in the center. Okay. I see the patterns. Relatively speaking. I should have gotten out of the way. Okay, duly noted. And now it's attacking from behind. Ow. Okay. Now it goes in a circle. Back with the wings again. Now both of them, okay. We're almost done here, though. There you go. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's 3 other Landias. Bro, this game would... I'm gonna be honest, guys. If I was actually playing co-op here, yeah, no, we would not survive. Especially if there was 4 of us. Okay. We're kind of beating him, but... No! The Landias! And also, DDD and Waddle Dee. Okay, it has to be him, I guess. Okay, they all got shot down. Never mind. So what now? I got healed for review, Eric. Sorry, it's just YouTube's auto-moderation. Do I want Mecha? Do I want Spear? Okay, any ability I want, basically. Okay, maybe not that bad. Maybe not that much, but holy crap, look at this place, guys. You know what, let's go Mecha. Let's go Mecha. All reliable. It's got range, it's got range, that's really all I can say. Alright, let's do this. Oh, I can deflect them. Okay, good to know. Oh my gosh, wait, I just noticed the puddles. What's with the glowing circle underneath Kirby? What's that all about? Mom, come pick me up. I'm scared. Okay, just keep running, I guess. Okay, just keep running. Okay, simple enough. Oh gosh, is he about to Kamehameha me? Oh my gosh, okay, just get out of the way. Next time, just get out of the way. Duly noted. Is it the black hole again? Nope, it's a new move. It's a new move. Of course he has armor. Of course. Ultra weapon? Hello? Yeah, I just have to survive. I'll take that, thank you. There you go. And it's 5 of them. Okay. I just gotta keep surviving. I'm guessing I'll only get 1 shot. No, wait, no. He's still here. I thought it was gonna unleash another flurry of attacks before. Ow! Wait, did he hurt me or does he just take it away? And I have to get another one? I need healing. Simple enough. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Flare Beam is kind of broken for this. I'm guessing it's the black hole again, so just keep running, just keep running, just keep running. Is he gonna take it away? You know what? He won't get the chance. Or maybe he will. I don't know. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This fight goes really hard. I'm not gonna lie. With the ultra weapons and everything, the background, and of course he had to take it. Or maybe I had to dodge that? I don't know. Okay, I already got it. Yo, imagine if the fish shows up the moment I... Imagine if I actually get the fish on the last hit. No, you don't. There you go. Is that it? Now what? Oh, that's it. We got the special animation for a reason. Really? Okay, this is fun. Okay. In retrospect, I can see why that's Kirby's Final Smash. Completely warranted. Oh my gosh. That was gangsta. Holy crap. Yo. Alright. Is there another phase, or? Whoa, what are you? What the? And there goes my sword. Wait. Y'all hear the music, right? Why does that remind me of... Da-da-da-da-da-da-da? That's the Nightmare theme from Nightmare in Dreamland. Nightmare Lord, whatever you want to call him. Ow. Okay, next time just duck. I'm scared. What is he doing? Yep, I figured he was gonna go the other direction. Oh my gosh, I knew it. I wasn't fast enough. How? I'm not gonna make it, am I? Bro, he's just yeeting enemies at me. Okay, I do get some healing, thank goodness. It's not enough though. Oh gosh, now what? I'm guessing I get... Okay, I figured. Okay. Okay, I kind of fumbled that one. At least I get healing, though. More or less got the patterns figured out, but... We're at the halfway point. Okay. Oh gosh, now what? Okay. This is getting so gnarly, bro. Oh gosh. Oh, okay, okay, okay. I see what he's doing. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, okay, okay. That's about what I expected. Ow. All right, draw your shape, draw your shape. There you go. Ow. Okay, that's really hard to dodge. Oh god, it's a stupid beam again! No! Okay. Okay. Okay, the sword thing again, and oh my gosh, I just realized he's using the he's using Ultra Fire against me. Oh my gosh. And I have to do all that from scratch, don't I? You know what? No, I like Mecha. I like Mecha if I'm being honest. So let's do it. Yeah, the presentation is crazy. I mean, look at this place. Oh gosh, don't tell me that. Okay, he's back in his final form. It's a little anticlimactic that I failed, but hey. Okay, these should be really easy to dodge. I'm not that bad, am I? Probably. Oh gosh, how am I? Okay, just duck, just duck. Okay, it's that move again. Oh gosh, it's that move again. Okay. Oh, finally dodged it for a change. Okay, so let's move again. We live in. Alright, draw your shape, draw your shape. We live in. Ow, okay. We're at the halfway point. That whole move with the sword. Wait, I just realized he's using the Ultra Sword against me. I see your game. And I missed. Okay, okay, okay. I see his game. I see his game. Give me the mecha, please. Oh my gosh, I'm so bad. Triangle? The lines? Okay, I see you. I see you, game. I see you. You know, I could have just stood on the floor now that I think about it. Okay. Steady. Just pay attention. It's all you gotta do. It's over. You didn't even get a chance to use the third one, assuming there was a third Ultra ability. Holy crap, man. Is that an eye in his mouth? What? Why did his design get so gnarly, bro? Who is this guy? Ugh. Well. Seriously though, was there a third ability? Bro, I love the fact that the cutscene's so DDD, Meta Knight, and Waddle Dee when the whole time it's been just me. What would drastically improve? Is that rhetorical, Eric, or do you have an actual answer? Ugh. So now what? Oh, hey, Landia. And the lore. Can we trust it, though? Okay, I'm guessing the ship is just gonna die. Eric, I'm not gonna lie, man. That sounds really dumb. I'm not gonna lie, guys. The Landia design is really the individual Landias, I think they're really cute. The big heads and the tiny little body. Okay, we're back at Popstar, but now what? What time is it, by the way? Okay, we're almost at the 3-hour mark, so yeah, we're finishing with perfect timing. Almost. Of course he's asleep. With a little butterfly on his face. Aww. Look at this dopey little buffoon. DDD? You good, homie? Okay, apparently. Seriously though, I will never get used to that redesign. Why did they make his face so thick? It looks like it's like a penguin and more like a blob. And I don't mean that in a demeaning way. Okay, maybe I do. So... the lore is just gonna fly on its own? Alright. Thanks, guys. The world is saved, I guess. Even though we kind of helped cause this mess, but yippee! Roll credits? I'm expecting credits, but I could be surprised. I don't know, the background is just giving me credits vibes, but let's see. Yeah, Dreamland is such a fascinating setting, by the way. Is there like an official Kirby art book out there somewhere? Yep, there we go. Watanabe. Where have I heard that name before? As far as, you know, Nintendo is concerned. Well guys, I'm not gonna lie, it feels like I'm not getting my mileage out of the $60 I spent on this game. But at the same time, we're not done with this game yet. There's still a lot of post-game. I don't know if I'm gonna do it on stream, because, let's be honest, a lot of people don't care about that. Let alone a lot of people in general. But, I don't know. I don't know what to expect out of the post-game, guys, if I'm being perfectly honest. All Boot told me was to get all the gears, which I haven't. And I'm gonna get them at some point, but I'm probably gonna do it off-screen. Just like with Battle for Bikini Bottom. Like all the collectibles, all that jazz, probably gotta do it off-screen, but I don't know. And even then, guys, once this is over, there's only one more game in my backlog that I want to take care of, and that's Bonanza. You know what? When does Fortune's Wave comes out in September, right, guys? So hopefully we can finish Bonanza by then. But the thing is, guys, I need to, okay, in order to download Bonanza on the spot and play it next week, I need to go to the ATM in the United States. So easier said than done. But other than that, though, or I could just buy a physical copy and get it shipped on Amazon. I don't know. I'll see what I can do. But the point is, the data on my Nintendo Switch is getting a little too full to where I can't just download another game willy-nilly without worrying about storage and whatnot. So, as far as Bonanza is concerned, I don't know how things are going to play out, but I definitely do want to play it on stream eventually. So here's the thing. At this point next week, we probably will be playing Donkey Kong Bonanza, but at the same time, I'm a little conflicted. I do want to do a little bit of the Kirby post-game. But we'll just have to wait and see how things goes, and see if people are interested. Nickelodeon Avatar might be Asian Lord of the Rings world-building and lore-wise? I mean, yeah, Eric. It's a very crass way of putting it. Like, I feel like it's significantly different from Lord of the Rings to where you don't have to compare and contrast like that, but yeah, you know what? Oh, I guess you could take it as a compliment. I love the so far. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, guys. The leitmotifs on this game, they've really been sticking with me, and that's a good thing. Yeah, there's a lot of atmosphere in this game. Like, every setting was unique. The wordplay, the lore. Like, from what I've been told, this game is really has a lot of influence on Kirby lore from what people have told me. But you know what? I'll look into that in my own time. Wait, did we even use a sword? You know what? Never mind. Don't question it. It's just It's just hypothetical shots. I really do wonder how well people would survive playing this game on 4-player or even 2-player. This game would be a lot of fun with a partner, by the way. Sadly, there's no online, though. Wait, is that Magolor? That was Magolor's remains, wasn't it? I'm guessing there's a rematch somewhere in the post-game, probably. Just like with Marx and Superstar Ultra. Oh, hey, there's Landia. And the lore. I'm guessing they control the lore now? Like, what's going on with that? I'm telling you, man, Kirby games, they just bring a smile to your face. Also, shout outs to Hal. Bro, how long have I known? This is such a unique, it's such a bizarre, but it's such a wholesome logo, man. It's a dog with puppy eggs. Aww. It's basically the Mario equivalent of, thank you so much for playing my game. And there's more, they say. Traitor I love the fact that they just call him Traitor Magolor, not like Crown Magolor or Master Magolor, just Traitor Magolor. Wait, what? And there's an arena? Like an old... Okay. Magolor... Wait, what? Okay, clearing the main story apparently unlocks, like, 70% of the menu, apparently. But... what are the odds that... Okay, guys, I'm gonna be honest. Outside of Boo, I don't know. I don't think any of you actually care about most of this post-game. And just want me to see me hop onto Bonanza. Which I definitely want to as well. I'm not saying that to be in a rush or anything. You know, let's see a tidbit. Is this just... is this like 6 new worlds or just the whole story from scratch? Oh gosh, we're at the 3-hour mark. Hold on. Okay, I gotta make this quick. I'm guessing it's just the same game, but harder. I don't know, man. Because I'm pretty sure this is the same opening cutscene. Oh, not the cake. Okay, I swear I said those exact words last time. Would like to see the Magolor epilogue? You know what? Maybe we'll get to it next week. Next weekend, Swamp. Yeah, okay, it's the same cutscene. The lore flying in, the pieces falling apart. I'm guessing it's just the same game, but harder, or the layout's a little different. I don't know. But alright, guys. Oh, I have less health. That's the difficulty. Guys. I have half as much health as I did before. That's where the difficulty kicks in. Okay, okay. You know what? That's not gonna be fun on stream because I'm gonna be dying very often, guys. So, yeah, most of this we'll leave it off screen. With that being said, though, guys, thank you guys so much for sticking around. As always, if your heart's desires, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, and I will hopefully see you guys next Saturday. As far as next movie night is concerned, if I can make the arrangements, we're gonna be watching the Loud House Naughty or Nice, because I haven't seen it for myself. I think I have the link for it, but I think it expired. I don't know how it's gonna go, but that's the plan, but it seems less and less likely as time goes on. We'll see how things go. Otherwise, I'll just think of something else. But alright, guys. I gotta get to editing, because I did record the lines for the next video today, so gotta get started on that. Next weekend is definitely gonna be busy as well. Maybe the weekend after that. We'll see how things go, because the recording is like 17 minutes long, guys. So, with that being said, I'll see you guys next Saturday. Once again, I'm Seabass signing out. Take care. Bye.